am a Chelsea fan, oh. I am a Chelsea fan, oh. We lose together. We rise, we fall together, oh. I am a Chelsea fan, oh. I am a Chelsea fan, oh. We win, we lose together. We rise, we fall together, oh. I am a Chelsea fan, oh. I am a Chelsea fan, oh. We win, we lose together. We rise, we fall together, oh. Together we overcome. Together we can be stopped. We will reach those goals we set together. I am a Chelsea fan, oh. I am a Chelsea fan, oh. We will lose together. We rise, we fall together, oh. I am a Chelsea fan, oh. Chelsea fan, I am a Chelsea fan, oh. Chelsea, okay. We will lose together. Together we win. We rise, we fall together, oh. I am a Chelsea fan, oh. I am a Chelsea fan, oh. We will lose together. Together we can be strong. We rise, we fall together, oh.
Perfect. Yeah, cool. Now we're ready. I really need to just get the 2-minute timer back because it makes things a lot easier. But yo, guys, big up everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a next day review. I used to do this a lot more in past seasons, so it's good to wheel it back. It's good to wheel it back. Shout out to everybody that's locked in. Hit the like button, subscribe. Big up to Troops for the redirect and everybody that's locked in from the redirect as well. We had to get rid of one stupid Liverpool fan because he wants to run the fucking rent boy argument. But if we're to run the narratives that people run on Liverpool fans, suddenly we're the evil fan base. So get out of here. But in spite of all of that, to all the Liverpool fans that are in here, unfortunately, we have to say GG. Good game because we didn't go into the game as favourites and we didn't win. And we're going to assess the reasons why we didn't win. We're going to talk about the positives, the negatives, discuss individual performances, really delve a bit more deeper into the game because now at least 24 hours has passed. We can look at it without the goggles of frustration because I remember coming out of the game, I did think, fuck, I was fuming just off the fact that we had lost the game. Not anything else. But I got a chance to rewatch the game back. Because, like, my dumbass don't get to sleep until the sun starts rising. And, yo, there is still, like, not really anything to really be too annoyed about other than, like, yeah, there was refereeing decisions that didn't go our way. Individual moments that fucked us, completely fucked us. And thankfully, it's all that just came down to. And also some issues that we had in terms of the game management, minor issues, but we're going to delve into all of that in today's show. And we're also going to talk people's agendas, by the way, because suddenly Cole Palmer don't turn up in big games. Suddenly Sancho's a fraud. Like, we literally just got one comment immediately. Finally, Sancho landed because the last 4 games clearly didn't mean nothing. It's all just this one game. This one game means that Cole Palmer is overrated and a bum. This one game means that Sancho is overrated and a bum. We need better than Nicholas Jackson. What else? What else? Reece James was trash, apparently. First game back, by the way. First game back. So, yeah, we're going to delve into all of that. Shout out to Gavman. Big up my guy, saying same energy for Carefree Lewis Global. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to everybody watching, wherever you may be, up the Chelsea. And yeah, let's see what everybody's saying. Big up to Bob Dash. I'm with you, bro. Big up to Clicks. He said, send Lewis the handball before the Cole gives the penalty. I did watch this back. Now, apparently the ruling states that if it's any handball, like, it could overturn the decision. Let me know if that's correct in the chat. But same way before that, I felt like we were reaching a little bit still. Because I look at the situation and I think Salah booms the ball right into where Jones's hand is at. And I think, look, if the boot's on the other foot and everything, I'd be a bit pissed if that got taken away just based off that, because I don't think it's a situation where Jones can lower his hand or anything. It's a natural position based on the way the game is flowing. So, yeah, not really. I know you're not blaming Liverpool either. I know that. Like, it's a situation that's come round, but I feel like it's a reach. I really feel like it's a little bit of a reach. Like, my biggest annoyance with the referee was the Sancho situation. If you're going to give the penalty for the Colwell situation, you give it for the Sancho situation. It can't be both. It's both pens or none are pens. That's where I'm annoyed. Everything else, like, look, the referee was a little bit iffy on both sides too. Like, basically every 50-50 was going our way. I saw a lot of Liverpool fans moaning about the referee in that game too. So, you know me. I don't like talking about the ref unless there is a consistent amount of errors. Like Liverpool v Tottenham last season, bad. Or Barcelona versus Chelsea 09 level bad. When the referee constantly and consistently fucks you over 90 minutes, I kind of hear it. But I don't think it was that sort of situation. I really don't. One sec. Shit. 1 second. Was I bugging out? Yeah, I was, you fucking idiot. 1 sec. My dumbass didn't even switch the ads on. What an intelligent individual I am. Brilliant. Well, at least everybody got a free start. So up the Chelsea. Big up to every single one of you. But yeah, we had to add that back in. What else? So shout out to everybody that's locked in. Big up to every single one of you. Big up to Ahmed. Big up to Joey. Big up to Melon. Lavia and Caicedo. Oh, we are going to touch on Lavia and Caicedo. Pause, by the way. Brazy pause. But, bruv, them two are fucking ridiculous. And the first thing I want to say is, a lot of people have been saying Caicedo, Lavia was brilliant first half. Caicedo was brilliant second half. No. Caicedo was brilliant all damn game. All game. Not just all match. I mean, all second half. This guy bossed it throughout the match. It's just Lavia overshadowed him a little bit in the first half. So it kind of fell under the radar a little bit. And he had like 1 or 2 iffy moments. 1 or 2. But he bossed it. The same way Lavia bossed it for 55 minutes. And it's a shame that we had to take him off. I'm going to put that again down to load management and everything. And I don't care. Because, look, for the first time in about 3 years, we're going into a game with 0 injuries. We had like 8 injuries minimum per match day last season. Calm. We're protecting our players. Fine. So I ain't got no problem with that one. But, yeah, Lavia is fucking unbelievable. Caicedo, we speak about Caicedo all year to the point where I'm running out of words to describe this guy. But His tackling is nuts. His positional awareness is nuts. His dribbling and his ball carrying is ridiculous. And his close control, insane. I'm at the point where I'm starting to run out of words for him. Romeo Lavia, like, watching this guy just beat the press. I could watch a 4-hour comp of just Lavia beating the press and I wouldn't get bored. I wouldn't get bored. Because him in the first phase is so clear of everything that we have. And it's no disrespect to Enzo or Caicedo at all. He's just so damn good at it. He's so damn good at it. The composure, the awareness, the decision-making. He will beat the press with a pass. He will beat the press with a turn. One or the other, it will work for him just fine. So I was saying, like, we saw the argument at the start of the season, Lavia over Rice. Just start 5 games. Start 5 games and I'm there. I'm there. I will wave that flag. I'm with you, man. Just, I need him to get the run of matches first. But, bruv, this guy is fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. Who else is here? Shout out to Hanad, my favorite pessimist. Saying from yesterday results, the fan base are serial losers. Finding positives over defeat. Fuck's sake, bruv. I just don't see how a lot of people can come out that game feeling overly negative, except for the fact that we lost. Hanad, genuinely tell me, what warning signs or what serious red flags are you seeing from this performance? Genuinely. Like, no BS. Let me know. I'll find your comment. It don't even have to be a super chat. Just let us know. Let us know. But shout out to Melon, shout out to Click, shout out to Jay, Jonathan, Mo, Ramen. Man says, can we talk about the biggest face turn yesterday by Hussam? Yes, we can. I'll get that video up later. Fraser, it's Sanchez and James for the second goal. And Sanchez has been a little bit iffy all match for me. He's been, like, and this is my thing. Because I said this on the Back Again pod as well. Sanchez has clearly improved from last season. And credit to him for all of that. But I don't know if it's enough. I really don't. Like, credit to you for showing that you can go up a level, but the passing is still a problem. The decision-making is still a problem. And you know my energy. I've said it about 6-7 times as a minimum on this channel. The further back you go on the pitch, the less room for error that you're allowed. When you're a goalkeeper, you can't fuck up. 9 times out of 10, you fuck up, it leads to a goal. And he's got a big part to play in number 2. He's got a very big part to play. And it wasn't just that. The passing numerous times in the game just put us in danger. Hell, he nearly just gave Sobozai an accidental goal just off passing the ball to him from 3 yards. He's lucky it just bounced straight back into his hands. Like, this is another reason why I say title race, nah. Man want to tell me title race with man like Sanchez in goal. Nah. And I'll give him credit. He's improved this season. He's had good games. Like, it's not been complete stupidness all season. But ultimately, it's still not been good enough. It's still not been good enough. Like, improved this season, not good enough. That's it. Yeah. Bro, you saw it perfect. That's the exact one I was talking about for Sobozai. Passed it right in front of him and it just bounced on top. It just bounced up, went straight into his hands. He got lucky. He got fucking lucky. Let me see. Has Hanad commented yet? Well, I'll just go through a couple more of the comments as well. Big up to other super chatters. Big up to Ravage saying big up. Didn't watch Back Again. What did Monts say? Monts weren't even really like on that much smoke. He tried doing the little bro thing, like as usual, and was beefing a couple of the Chelsea fans in the chat. But me and him didn't really have any back and forths except Nkunku, because he was trying to say Nkunku ain't really a goal scorer like that because he doesn't play regularly and fitness. Like, no, that's shameless. That's shameless. Nkunku's a goal scorer. He doesn't get enough minutes. And like I said, my only gripe with Maresca is you got to bring Nkunku a little bit earlier. And it's the second game in a row now I'm saying that. 78 minutes he came on against Nottingham Forest. I think it was a similar minute against Liverpool. Just let me confirm. 76 minutes. So yeah, basically the same thing. And then we brought him on to play on the left. Like, we've seen enough of Nkunku to know that this guy is at his best in central areas of the pitch. Why did we bring him on to be on the left? And I know Maresca said before in press conferences that he sees Nkunku as a player that can play all across the front three. Nah. Well, I need to see it first to believe it. From what I've seen, I see he's good in the 9, he's good in the 10. Done, finished, done. On the left, doesn't look effective. On the right, doesn't look effective. We didn't really set him up to really have a decent impact in the game, and we didn't give him enough opportunities to do it either. So, yeah, that was my only real disagreement with him. Shout out to Taron, big up for the donation. Love for the love, my guy. Big up to you. Big up to Felix, saying, Lewis, the only way I take positives from yesterday is if we win against Newcastle and Arsenal. I love how you just ignored United, because that has to be a win. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. You go in, you end this streak at Old Trafford, or someone's getting cooked. Somebody. Because I'm sick to death of not seeing wins at Old Trafford. I can't be bothered for it. Big up as well to Tarun. Oh yeah, he said last year jaded me with these types of results. I understand. Like, it has to just be a blip. It has to ultimately be a blip. If we go to Newcastle, we win. Who cares? If we end up dropping points again, then we got a problem. Because now that's 2 games in a row where we drop points, and we can't be having that. Newcastle aren't even in great form. They're not even in great form. So we have to take advantage of being at home and being against a Newcastle side that they got 1 Premier League win in their last 5. Yeah. Win the game. Win the game and keep it stepping. Big up to Tarun, saying big up Lewis, Arsenal fan here, but enjoying your content. Sorry to hear that you're an Arsenal fan. Nobody's perfect and all of that. But big up to you, my guy. Thank you for the donation. I'm glad you enjoy the content. Thank you to you, my brother. And yeah, enjoy the show. Big up to you, man. Hanad says Maresca struggles with the mid block against Bottlechino. Did the same thing with last season against him. If Sterling didn't miss the pen and the chance Caicedo gave to him, we would have been 4-0 up at half time. I totally agree. But I also think we played an out of form Leicester that time. That was like when their form was all over the place. And also, Chelsea versus Championship Leicester. I mean, we should be winning. We should be winning to that level. Like, the fact that they came back the way that they did in the second half was driving me insane. They were cooking us. We were lucky they went down to 10 men. Maresca had to drop them back about 10, 15 yards. And then we got 2 goals at the end. That was it. We only got the win because we went down to 10 men. I mean, they went down to 10 men. What else? Big up to Gavman saying, Lewis, have a pint on me, bro. Thank you. I'm humbled. I appreciate that. I'll get that pint ready for A-listers. So big up to you, my guy. Thank you. I look forward to A-listers as well, because we're going to come back to Hassam and his takes. Like, yeah, he's apologized and everything. Cool. Nice. But we need to know what took him so long. But hallelujah, we finally got there. It's a shame we didn't take anything from that game, because I had the Carefree Reacts episode to end all Carefree Reacts, and now I just gotta save them timestamps for a rainy day. Fuck's sakes. But whatever, man. Whatever. Here's what it is. Yeah, Sanchez still a red flag. Look, that I understand. You don't even need to bring that one up to me. I completely get that. The hate for Sancho, I promise you, was coming majority from the Manchester United fans. Because, one sec. Let me bring this up. So, It was a majority Man United fans going, oh, Sancho's landed. Sancho's arrived. This is the Sancho we told you guys about. Shut up. Shut up. One sec. One sec.
Why did we let Jadon Sancho go to Chelsea? Did you see the way he was jockeying? It was like a bloody horse rider. It was brilliant. And you know, he tried 3 dribbles and was successful. Did he create any chance? No, he didn't. The goals? No. Is this? No. Oh, he made Trent Alexander-Arnold look like such a good defender.
Man said he made Trent Alexander-Arnold look like such a good defender. Can someone remind me what Manchester United did when they played Liverpool earlier this season? Can someone remind me of that? Oh, but no way. There's no point with him because, like, I knew what I was looking for after this, and I got exactly what I wanted. So I typed in his name and Ten Hag. So here we are. I like this version of Ten Hag standing against reporters. United against the world. What else? More Ten Hag prop. More benefits of Ten Hag standing by Rashford. I want Ten Hag to succeed so bad. So bad. What else? Good on you, boss. Ten Hag isn't a bad manager. I'm pretty certain if Ten Hag leaves, he'll be successful elsewhere. The media being so hard up to try and talk daily about Ten Hag when they have zero inside soup, so how gigantic we are. Breaking news on Ten Hag. No one knows what's going on. Ten Hag will be in charge for the Brentford game and won't be sacked. Deal with it. So, of course, it was just crappy little Ten Hag stan boys crying about Sancho. Oh, Mark Goldbridge dropped a tweet. One sec. I didn't even see that. What did he say? What did he say? Shout out to Mark Goldbridge. Again, I ain't got no beef with him, but what did he say? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Don't see anything. Don't see anything. Sancho off at halftime. Player FC won't be happy. Okay, so he's going at the Salah fan. I mean, the Sancho fans at United. Okay, he's not even really ripped Sancho too much on that. So I don't really care too tough. But all the stuff about Sancho is 100% from just bitter Manchester United fans. The Cole Palmer stuff is genuinely ridiculous. Like the narrative is now that Cole Palmer doesn't turn up in big games. Like, how stupid are you? Are we just going to pretend? You're just going to tell me that you don't watch Chelsea? Don't turn up in games. He's like Mesut Ozil in big matches and all of that. And then what do? They run to the GNA argument. It's straight into the fucking GNA argument immediately. Like, are you crazy? Tottenham. He is the only reason why we didn't beat Tottenham 2-1 and it went to 4-1. Because that dickhead Pochettino tried to get us to retain possession and see the game out at 2-1 against a 9-man Spurs because he's a prick. The third goal was because he hoofed it forward and he said, fuck that, and found Gallagher, who found Jackson. And then the fourth goal was because he hoofed it to Jackson and he got his hat-trick. Manchester United, do I even need to go into that discussion? Man snatched Garnacho's player of man of the match award in about 3 minutes in added time. Scored at Old Trafford too. Arsenal was brilliant even in the false 9 position. My bad for saying he played on the right. I got that wrong. What else? What else? Liverpool, he was doing his thing in the Carabao Cup final. You can run the argument that he don't turn up at Anfield. It's shameless, but I mean, 2 games, he ain't done nothing. Fine. Who else? I'm missing a team. So Tottenham, Liverpool, City, semi-final, bossed it. 4-4, I think he won man of the match. At the Etihad, don't remember him stinking up the pitch. He doesn't turn up in the big games. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Now, of course, we come with clips too. We come with clips. Don't get it twisted. One sec.
Cole Palmer is the Lamine Yamal of Mesut Ozils. I've watched enough now to decide that the similarities between Palmer and...
What is the Lamine Yamal of Mesut Ozils, by the way? What the hell does that even mean? A shout out to Talk CPFC though. I know him personally, but yeah, you're gonna have to hold smoke for this one.
Ozil are crazy, and today was such a good example of that. I think just the way he moves around, he's just very languid, and he's a little bit dual.
Oh yeah, man, even talking the Euros. Yeah, man, don't turn up in big games.
Shy. So in big games, it can feel like he's ghosting a little bit. I think today, if you watch the game, you would expect Palmer to have a lot more influence than he did. And it kind of means that if he doesn't score, then it looks like he's had a really bad game, even though he might have, like, you know, done a bit on the ball, etc., which Palmer didn't really do. Very similar to Ozil in the way that, like, he would often look like really...
So we've gone straight back into the GNA argument, by the way. We've gone straight back into GNA. If he doesn't score, he doesn't do anything in the game. What?
Lazy in games, even though his underlying stats were pretty good, I think, running wise. But he might produce that moment of magic, a really good assist.
You want to know why they run that GNA argument? Because, like, they'll ask you how many games has he influenced without GNA, because his GNA in the last year has been fucking nuts. So every game he's had a good game in, he's likely got involved in GNA because he's been that good on the eye test and with GNA. It's ridiculous.
Bit on the ball, etc., which Palmer didn't really do. Very similar to Ozil in the way that, like, he would often look like really lazy in games, even though his underlying stats were pretty good, I think, running wise. But he might produce that moment of magic, a really good assist, a really good finish to win you a game or get you a point in a big game. Ozil was slated for seasons for not caring during those games, even though he obviously did, and he often played all right, just looked lazy. Very similar to Cole Palmer. If Cole Palmer puts in those performances at Old Trafford, at the Emirates, at the City of Manchester Stadium, Etihad, whatever, the same label we put on him. I think it was incorrectly put on Ozil, to be clear, and it'll be incorrect to do it on him too. I also think that he'll get probably more leeway because scoring is much more impactful than assisting. Like, if you score a goal, that's kind of all forgotten. If you just assist a goal, people kind of still want more from you. That is why I've always...
I actually don't know what he's droning about. I'll be so real. The last 30 seconds have been complete waffle. This Ozil comparison is stupid. Ozil was well known for not turning up consistently in games. Well known for that. And that ain't the case for Cole Palmer. Hannah, do you genuinely think he's not a big game player? Are you serious, bruv? Bruv, come on, man. This is where you start to lose.
Always said that I'd rather have Saka and Bellingham because even if they don't score or assist, I feel like you can still see their footprint on the game. You know, they'll get involved, they'll work hard, they'll tackle a lot, they'll track back, they'll dribble a lot, they'll run with the ball, they'll carry yards. That is something that they have that Palmer doesn't have, and that for me is see. I'd rather have Saka and Bellingham because even if they don't score,
whoa! I didn't even clock this. One sec, back up. This guy's talking at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. Can we slow this down a bit?
On him too. I also think that he'll get probably more leeway because scoring is much more impactful than assisting. Like, if you score a goal, that's kind of all forgotten. If you just assist a goal, people kind of still want more from you. That is why I've always said that I'd rather have Saka and Bellingham because even if they don't score,
I would rather have fucking Smellingham over Palmer. You are taking the fucking piss, bro. Don't even get me started on Saka, bruv. Don't even get me started on Saka, bro.
Assist. I feel like you...
No, but to be fair, Saka's doing his thing this season. I'll give him credit.
I'd rather have Saka and Bellingham because even if they don't score or assist, I feel like you can still see their footprint on the game. You know, they'll get involved.
So his argument, right, is they'll have better games in spite of not getting GNA because Palmer can have good GNA and still impact matches. Like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. But they can influence the game without GNA. I'm sorry that their numbers are so much more crap compared to Palmer that we can run this argument. But even then, trying to run that with Bellingham is insane. That's insane. It's ridiculous. This argument is literally... I'm going to run a narrative that they can impact games without GNA because Palmer can run the eye test and also give you GNA too, but he didn't do it in this one game. This is stupid.
They'll work hard, they'll tackle a lot, they'll track back, they'll dribble a lot, they'll run with the ball, they'll carry...
Hey, this is the reasons behind it.
They'll work hard, they'll tackle a lot, they'll track back, they'll dribble a lot, they'll run with the ball, they'll carry yards.
It's always the off-the-ball attributes, blood. It's always the off-the-ball attributes and the dog work and the work rate and all of that. You could have said Gallagher on this list, bruv. Oh my gosh. And
that is something that they have that Palmer doesn't have. And that for me is what separates those two from him at the moment. In terms of output, though,
Palmer can't dribble now. Okay. Palmer don't track back now. Okay.
Palmer is better. But I just mean in big games, big like tournament games, tough away games, I'd rather have the Saka Bellingham profile than the Palmer one. Does that make sense? Anyway, in other news,
No, it does not. No, it does not make sense.
away games, I'd rather have the Saka Bellingham profile than the Palmer one. Does that make sense?
Fucking hell, bro.
Anyway, in other news, this midfield duo could be the best in the Prem if they stay fit. Caicedo is unbelievable.
Okay, we got a good take, finally.
Lavia is class. They complement each other so well. If they can keep these two fit, I don't think there's a better pivot in the Prem, genuinely. And Nicholas Jackson, put him in the same category as Kai Havertz of everyone says Chelsea need a striker, Chelsea need a striker. Why? Jackson is so good. He took his goal so well today, made so many good runs. They don't need a new striker. They will get worse if they replace Jackson. It's same with Arsenal and Havertz, all right?
You know what? Second half comeback. Although don't put him in the same category as Havertz. He's levels clear of that scrub. Levels clear of him. Okay. Second half comeback. Thank the Lord. That whole Palmer stuff, though, you waffled for a minute and a half. Cut that shit out and add everything at the end. And you know what? Fine. But this big game narrative is a joke. It's a fucking joke. All this off one game at Anfield. And like, fair play, Curtis Jones locked him up. Like, I think he won the majority of the duels against him. And didn't give him any time on the ball. Fair play. Fair play to him. We're not going to run that he ain't no big game player. That's ridiculous. That is fucking ridiculous. Exactly. Man of the match against Arsenal. Man of the match against Man City. I don't know if he got man of the match against Tottenham, but he did his thing. Who else? I'm missing a few big teams. Liverpool did his thing, Carabao Cup final. Man United, I don't need to explain it. Hat-trick on their head top. And scored at Old Trafford. All of that. Man said respect Salah from... When have I never not respected Salah? You on the wrong stream, bruv. You on the wrong stream. So, yeah. Big up to Salah. Like I said it on... yeah. So you were watching back again then. Exactly. Salah was cooking. I watched the game back last night, by the way. And I don't think I appreciated his performance enough. Fucking nuts. Everything came off the right-hand side. And his creativity was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, like, fair play to him. I don't know if he won man of the match or not, but he had a very good argument to win it. Very good argument to win it. So, yeah, we're not going to be doing any Salah slander over here. We're not doing that. No, he got lucky. No. Bossed it. Absolutely bossed it. So, yeah. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, man. But big up to you, Sam. I will see you on A-list. Oh, did Jones win man of the match? Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Not even going to argue that one down either. But, yeah, Salah had a very good case for it. Jackson earned my respect. Lavia is unbelievable. Those two healthy, you're getting top 4. Nice. I'm glad to see this turn from Hussam. I wanted to know what took you so long. What took you so long, bruv? And we've basically got an admittance that Maresca is clear of Pochettino. He just didn't want to outright say it, but you basically said it. So, we won. We won up the Chelsea. Let's go. Let's go. A W and an L this weekend. A W and an L. Hey, fair play to Ryan. Big up to Ryan. Oh, there was something else. What was the rest of the super chat saying? That was it. I didn't get to any of them yet. Bro, don't worry. I've been saying it all season anyway, just based off the City game. I just needed more proof. That game at Anfield was just even more proof to me because you bossed it against City, you bossed it against Liverpool. And that was Liverpool away too. I don't know if the fans were onto him all match either because I had it on mute. but I would assume they were because they were on Caicedo last season. And even with that pressure, still bossed it. This man is press resistant. He is the definition of press resistant. That's it. That is literally it. What are the other super chats saying? Big up to Brendan joining the membership. Shout out to you, my guy. Big up, bro. Well, yeah, were you the one that messaged me asking if you got blocked? Because, yeah, I couldn't find you on the block list. And I'm glad you didn't, by the way. If that's you, I'm glad. Yo. I hear it. And I don't even think Enzo was that bad off the bench, by the way. Like, I think there was some decent defensive work on him, some good passes, some bad passes. I don't think it was a bad cameo from him overall. But it must be Lavia and Caicedo. It has to be. Lavia cannot be benched. Caicedo cannot be benched. Please. Please. Let's not. So, yeah. Totally agree. Big up to Mo saying Chelsea has no goal scorers is bad. Shameless. Yeah, that's why I was disagreeing with Mons. It's not just Jackson and Palmer, and Kunku is up there as well. He just ain't been getting the right amount of minutes. Like, I don't mind if we couldn't start him, but bring him off the bench earlier. He doesn't have to be the last 15 minutes. It doesn't have to just be that. Like, we could see that we had to take Sancho off and bring on Neto. We could see we needed a bit more in the centre as well. Now, be it hooking Palmer off or pushing Palmer to the right. One or the other. But we decided to play him on the left, which I don't get. What else is everyone saying? Big up to Blaze, saying United fans cooking Sancho. That's been clear of Rashford and Garnacho, who they've been sucking off this season. United fans trying to revenge the Mount disaster. I would say that. But it's so shameless. I can't believe that people would be that dumb to do that. Because, like, really? Mount has a genuine case to be one of the worst transfers ever made this decade. He's got a brilliant chance for that. 25 million for Sancho. Yeah, good luck. Good fucking luck. There is no chance of that shit. So, yeah, that you have to be a really, really dumb Manchester United fan to do that. But I also won't write off certain Manchester United fans from fitting that criteria because common sense is not common. If you don't believe me, go to the Emirates on a match day. You'll find out. Big up to Pablo. Big up, man. Just dropped the £1 and bounce. Big up to you, bro. Appreciate the donation. Shout out to Pablo. Big up, my G. Big up to CAA Mafia. Saying this team was built to win in a year or two. Lavia and James takes us up levels while other stars leave their teams and get older. We will be there. Exactly, bruv. Exactly. Like, our progressive options are fucking nuts. They're nuts. Reece James and Colwill, they can play direct passes through the ground or in the air. Tosin as well is capable of it, but he ain't really going to be starting for us like that. Lavia, I don't need to explain. He is a literal cheat code in the first phase of play. A genuine cheat code. Caicedo. Like I said, best midfielder in London. Best midfielder in London. You could have an argument to be the best in the league as well. But in London, locked off. Don't bring Rice to me. Don't bring T. Piddy. Don't bring none of these, man, and try and put him up against Caicedo. I'm not listening. Enzo as well, solid passer. That's why even with Liverpool and how brilliant they were defensively, we were still insane in terms of being able to progress the ball. That's why we apparently had the most touches in Liverpool's box that anyone's had at Anfield in about 3 to 4 years. Because progressively, we're a joke. We're a joke. It's just once we got to the final third, we had to deal with Liverpool's structure. And they were just set up well. They were set up so well. And that's what it came down to at the end of it. Like, I already respected Liverpool's defensive system before this game. Afterwards, even higher up in my estimation. Because they were so hard to break down in the final third. They swarmed all of our wingers. They had about 3-4 man on Cole Palmer, so he was barely even an available option at the time. And that's what it came down to for me. I've been saying for the last 24 hours, tale of two defenses. And ultimately, their defense was better. And it just came down to like individual moments, like the second goal. The second goal, it annoys me. Annoys me because it's very avoidable. Very, very avoidable. Like, James don't close the gap. You don't notice Jones's run. Sanchez could be doing a little bit better as well in terms of coming to get the ball a bit faster. Apparently, the midfield could have tracked the run a little bit faster as well, but I didn't really pay too much attention to that, so I need to watch it back. I need to watch it back again. But yeah, that one annoyed me because I think that second goal was avoidable. The first goal as well, like, Cole panics. Annoying. The same way we should have got a penalty for the exact same thing. But yeah, like, progressively, like, we look nuts already. And again, this is phase 1 Enzo Maresca. And there's already so many aspects of the game that we look good at. And on an individual perspective as well, like, even though I'm critical of Reece James for the second goal, it was his first game back, and he played well. He played well. For someone who had his first game back and his first start in God knows how long, it might have been nearly a year since his last start for us. Like, I thought he did pretty well. Like, he did pretty well in terms of the passing. When he was tested on the right-hand side, I think he did well. But it's a when he was tested thing. Because everything was on the right. Everything was on the right because fucking Salah was just on smoke. So he didn't really deal with as much as Gusto did, for example. But he did well. Gusto as well, I will say. For how poor he was dealing with Salah. And he did have some moments where he handled himself well, but like he was on the wrong side and he was going to be impacted from that. I thought he helped us out a lot in build-up. I thought he did pretty well for us in the build-up. Final third, like, the shooting needs to stop. The shooting does need to stop, but the passing, I think, helped. The passing wasn't really an L from him. And also, when he went back to right back, he seemed a lot more comfortable, which is naturally going to happen as well because he's not a left back. Maybe in future we should try and like give Vega a little bit more confidence in that game. But I say that Vega didn't really have the best cameo either. So yeah. Damn, you thought he was awful at right back too. Oh, fair enough. I thought he was a bit better in that position still. Yeah, you got to stop with the shooting. He's got to stop with the shooting. Shout out to you, Dan, though. Like, if you're about, I'll drop the link later if you want to hop on as well. Big up, bro. And big up to Blaze saying someone said Hussam finally came out. Proud. Fuck's sakes. Fuck's sake. That's a brazy way to explain it, but cool. That's calm. Yeah, Badia Shield quietly had a good cameo. I don't know if it was like just him in general. Or if him tussling with Nunes just like locked him in a little bit more. But yeah, I thought he had a decent cameo still. It's just Liverpool annoyed us defensively. Annoyed us a lot. Would you look at starting Neto next game? Are you playing Newcastle? Nah, I don't know still. I don't think so. Because I'm not thinking after one game, like, drop Sancho. I'm not thinking that. So, nah. And with that in mind, like, Neto's going to start the Conference League match anyway. So, he ain't going to play 2 games in a week. See what he's like off the bench. Like, he looked good, but it was because it was the right sub to make. And I don't mean to say that to discredit Neto and his performance. He played well, and he deserves the credit for that. But it was the right decision to make to bring him on at the time that we did it. It was also the right decision to start Sancho. Maybe he suffered off not being able to like have a Cucurella helping him on the left-hand side too. Because there was times where it was just him against Trent and against Gravenberch. And yeah, you ain't winning that. There was other times where it was just Trent and he did his thing too as well. And I want to give credit to Trent as well for that. He did his job defensively very well. But yeah, I'm not looking at that game and just thinking dropping Sancho. But yeah. Good cameo. Very good cameo, bruv. And God forbid if we're in that position again on Sunday, same time. My only thing with the subs and Kunku quicker, please. Who assisted Jackson? The best midfielder in London did. No. Now it's the correct time in terms of the narrative to say that Maresca's doing well. Now it's the correct time to do it. Now everybody's changing their energy on him. And it's good to see. Well, we could have told you this in match day 2. I saw enough against Wolves to be able to say that we'd improved on what's his name? That fraud Poch. That's it. Yeah, fuck Pochettino. Got another excuse to add that into the stream. Brilliant. Yeah, Gusto's not been great this season. At all. But we all know that. You say that. There are people that have been watching Chelsea weekly and are now only changing their narrative on Chelsea this weekend. So, yeah. That's why my whole thing is like, why did this game turn your head? Oh, thank you for reminding me, Mo. Thank you, brother. We really needed that. Who's saying Vega's scrubbed? Oh, of course. Of course. Vega ain't scrubbed. He didn't have a good cameo. That was it. Definitely not scrubbed at all. 2 losses against the Big Six. Are we really getting annoyed at Enzo Maresca for losing to Liverpool and Manchester City in his first 2 months in charge? Are we really doing this? Also taking it's Liverpool away too. Really? And Manchester City in match day 1. Really? Come on, bruv. One optimistic comment, I beg, I plead. I dream, I wish, please. Will it kill you? Genuinely, will you self-combust if you say something optimistic? Shout out Hanad, like I said, my favourite pessimist, but fucking hell, man. Who hurt you, bruv? Who hurt you? Ah, fuck's sake. Shout out Hanad, though. Look, Hanad is a Chelsea fan. He's just a very, very pessimistic Chelsea fan. And he needs help. I will pray for you, brother. Anfield aura is a myth. No, it's not, because they didn't even try to look at the fucking penalty. And I say that referee was pissing Liverpool off to death that match. So, like, I put it down to just incompetence. Referees are incompetent. Water is wet. London is blue. Typical. It's typical. We know this. We've been knowing this. Really? Really wonder why I'm this relaxed? Like, yeah, we lost, and I'm not happy that we lost. At all. You should have seen my reaction at full time. But you look at the game, you look back at the match, like, it comes down to moments in the game. It wasn't a cook sesh. We didn't get humbled. We didn't get humiliated. Like, we played a very good game at Anfield, and it came down to them just having a better defense than us, and just experience, and just a little bit, being a little bit smarter. That's it. And like, I'm with you. Like, never be happy about a defeat. I'm not happy about a defeat, but I'm not gonna sit here and give you lot fake rants. I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna sit here raging and venting and screaming over this sort of game, because there really isn't a lot of reasons to do that. There really isn't. We're a team that is clearly improving. We went to a game that we were not favourites to win. Like, I don't think anybody was genuinely I don't think anybody in the chat would have put like 200 quid immediately on a Chelsea victory because it weren't that sort of game. So, no. It's a team that's top of the league. I have a feeling that you thought we could contend for the title with that, bro. And like, I've spent the last month actively saying we are not going anywhere near the title because we aren't there yet. We aren't there yet. And I understand that. If we got UCL last season, we might have been able to strengthen the squad properly because we wouldn't have had to do the whole wage structure bollocks. So, yeah, no. But yeah, big up to you, man. Big up to you. Salah, yes. The second goal, yes. Partly refereeing as well, because Sancho should have got a penalty. That's it. So I'm looking at the refereeing, and I'm looking at a dumb moment for the second goal. And Robert Sanchez being fucking Robert Sanchez and just pissing me off. These are not reasons to be screaming and moaning and venting. It's just, look. Maresca, I don't think Sanchez is it. I think he's improved this season. I don't know if it's enough improvement. I can't say that it's enough improvement, in all honesty. So yeah. Make of that what you will. And Nkunku, please bring Nkunku on quicker, please. CAA says FSG don't have to buy players; they buy refs and ball. I don't know if that counts as a reason to take the pen away though, because it seems so fucking harsh. I don't know if that's in the rules of the game or not. I don't know, but from what I saw, it looked like it was a natural position. So I wouldn't think that it would count as a reason to take the pen away. I don't know if the rules say otherwise, but I mean, let me know in the chat. Yeah, first game back since December. Right. So with that second goal, dumb moment, not a dumb game. I saw people try to say that Reece James had a bad match. Someone on El Alwa said that. I don't remember who it was. I was like, what? What do you mean bad game? He didn't have a bad game. He had a good game. I wouldn't even say an amazing game, but he had a good game. And it was his first game back. That even puts it further up in my estimations. And I want to talk about bad game. Like, what are we doing? Fan base is getting giddy all week. Prediction 2-0 and 3-0 win. State names. Who said 2-0, 3-0? I want to know. I said my head says 1-1 and my heart says 1-0. I didn't get either. I got a 2-1. So, I don't know, man. You got to talk to me. I've already said numerous times that I don't represent Chelsea because there are a lot of Chelsea fans that I respectfully don't want to represent. There's a lot of Chelsea fans that are fucking idiots. I represent my thoughts, my beliefs, and my opinions. Me. So please don't come to me with, oh, but other Chelsea fans said 2 or 3-0. I don't give a damn. No, it weren't Mo. Because Mo was the one that shut it down. Man. Oh, shit, yeah, Melon. No worries, bruv. So, yeah. I don't know who was trying to run that narrative, but I ain't hearing it. Still. Boom. That should be working. Yeah, that's it. That is it. Check who? Hayes TV on what? Haters TV. Havertz, Saliba. Is that even worth me looking? Is that even worth looking at? You really asked me to look at a little play fight? Are you serious? Like, come on, bruv. Like, man. You know, big up to you, innit? But nah, we ain't doing this garbage. Man said it wasn't a play fight. Like, get out of here, bruv. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. We're not doing this garbage. Shout out to you, Fraser. Yeah, like he said there was a fight between Saliba and Havertz, and it's some little play fight, No. What are we doing, bruv? What are we doing? Big up to you anyway, but nope. In fact, I've been going for nearly an hour. Let me drop this link and just see what everyone's saying about the game. But we didn't really get to chat to a lot of people post-match. Everyone's doing their own thing. So we'll see what everybody's saying anyway. Big up to everybody. Hit the likes, subscribe, all of that shit. Up the Chelsea. Up the Chelsea. Super chat if you want to guarantee your comment gets read out and all of that. And we'll see what everybody's saying. Oh yeah, Shim, I wanted to bring the... I'll bring that up when the panel's on. But yeah, smash the likes, guys. Smash the likes. How many likes are we on? I don't know because I'm sending the link out. But I'm going to assume it's not enough, so don't be an Arsenal. Don't be an Arsenal. Up the Chelsea. Up the Chelsea. Big up to every single one of you guys. Just got to make sure I don't forget anyone on Twitter because I have a habit of doing that. I have a really big habit of doing that. Oh, shit. I said Benny wants to hop on as well. Calm. Yeah. We'll do. Right, nearly done, guys. Fuck off, man. It's always Instagram. That's a problem. Always fucking Insta. Yeah, I feel like majority of people have been calm. So, yeah, big up, guys. Big up. Nearly done. Boom. Perfect. Yes, guys. Big up, everyone. How are we feeling? 24 hours removed.
Big up.
Yo, big up, man. We didn't really get to hear from you too much yesterday.
Yeah, man. I just came on just for a quick second before I had to get dragged to a fucking gender reveal. But yeah, game was. I mean, it was frustrating, but I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, it was like kind of like what you said. Experience is what killed us, and the lack of experience is what killed us yesterday. I mean, it was a game of moments, and they capitalized, and we didn't. And
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I was pleasantly surprised with the first 30 minutes of the game. Like I was just like, man, we are really like taking it to them. But at the same time, like that's the difference in like the top three teams. That's the difference in the top three teams of like people who are going for the title, where you have to be locked in for 90 minutes instead of just 30 minutes on, 10 minutes off, 20 minutes on, 5 minutes off. Like that's what you expect from a young team like ours right now. We're talented. We can play with anybody on any given day, but over the course of the season, like we got to be locked in, especially on defense. And
you know what
not there yet.
You know what we're like? We're like Arsenal during that Arsene Wenger era. We can just spank those small teams, but against the big teams, it's like it's not our luck, man. That's what I got from that game, man.
I mean,
I just think we weren't brave enough yesterday. Like, I forget with the midfield for a second. Like the midfield, like I'm not taking away. They're both Latvia guys that were decent, but other than that, I thought there was some problems like defensively as well. Like Tosin, I thought he had a weird game. Like, he's got some people running behind him, like Curtis Jones did. I don't know what Reece James doing at the back there in the second goal. And also attack-wise, I'm not blaming on anyone really. Like it's just that one of them off days.
Yeah, I hear it. I didn't think we were. I don't think it was a lack of like bravery from us. I just think Liverpool didn't give us a lot of options to work with. Defensively, they were sensational. They were genuinely sensational.
We all know Savić is a bozo mode.
Big up, Andrew.
I sort of agree with Fatur in a way. I just think like Maresca needs to do more risky subs, not just 1-for-1 sub. Just try something out there. Try to get us the win. You know, I just felt like after when that goal came in the 51 minute, it's just like I feel like we just accepted that result. Man.
Yeah.
Speaking of try, why not try and reach him as a left back? This might sound crazy.
No.
All right, never mind. Now I'm sick.
Yeah,
No. This might sound crazy, but if you're gonna invert,
why do we need?
Wait. If you're gonna invert Gusto, you might as well start him on the right because from the left, like he looks shit.
He was shit. He was shit. He was shit in general.
James on the left instead.
Can I just dispel this myth, by the way? Gusto was shit in general. When he went to right back, he was shit as well. He's just been shit.
I thought he was.
No, I disagree.
No,
he was shit right back at all.
He was shit.
No,
he kept getting beaten through behind. My main issue with Gusto in the game yesterday was he kept getting beaten like in behind at left back, goes to right back, and the same thing's happening. He kept getting beaten in behind. Ball goes over the top.
He didn't get beaten behind the ball.
No, he did not. Not a right back.
Left back, that's fine. Right back, he
right
wasn't. They didn't do anything.
He wasn't beaten behind. Yeah.
He wasn't getting behind at all.
If we're talking about the one chance where Diaz cut in, I'm sorry, like every winger's gonna cut in once. I'm sorry, that's not beating.
I think what we're doing here is, I think it's been a big myth. Like, I think people are over egging it one way or the other. We did not deserve to lose that game yesterday. We should have drawn. Liverpool were not the better team at all.
Yeah,
Liverpool were not the better team at all. They talk about all the chances they had. I know we didn't make Keller make a save, but Sanchez wasn't making a save. In fact, the only real chance that Sanchez gave him was in the first half when he passed it to the Bozo in that. Vega should have scored. He beat Canate. Canate was nowhere near him in the air. He missed a free header right at the end. And then the narrative changes, all this experience bullshit coming from Merseyside. Then it all changes. No. And all them going, oh, yeah, we let you have the ball. No, you kept giving away the ball in the second half, and we didn't take advantage of it. That's the thing. You want to criticize Maresca, you criticize the subs. There's no point taking Reece James and Lavitt off at 51 minutes. Why not just take him up at half time if you're going to do that? There's no point bringing Cooper on the left. He's not good on the left. I don't get this thing about just play him in the middle. Take
that was my biggest gripe.
Yeah.
Why wasn't he instructed? Why didn't we continue with Madueke against Robinson? He was roasting him. Why weren't we doing that?
Exactly.
That's
I
why
don't understand it.
Neto when he came on. Neto when he came on, he changed the game for us, man. We became a lot more.
If you're gonna do that, I might as well put Palmer on the right and then put on Kunku.
No. Let's.
And that's on.
Palmer needed to go at 65.
Yeah, I'll say Palmer wasn't good either.
Palmer only stayed on because there was just a hope that he might produce something out of nothing. But realistically,
he was getting locked off yesterday. I can't lie. He was getting locked off.
Palmer is much better off the right than he is on center, man. He's better on beating his man. He's a better player, bro.
I don't even think that's the case.
I don't know why he's insisting with this. Like, I just feel like
this is his system. If we didn't want this system, we shouldn't have hired him. Why are we complaining about the system now?
Sorry, can I? So there's some things I want to tackle first. Fats, I kind of agree with you with bravery, and that's more so on offense for me than on defense. I'm sorry, Sancho.
Your mic's a bit muffled. I can't even hear you.
Sorry.
I'll raise his mic. Go on, keep going.
CP is always quiet at that, man.
Exactly, man. This is just CP, man.
Sorry, no, I'm saying like I agree with Fats in terms of bravery in the offense because I'm sorry, Madueke was skinning, but then after that would stop and then Gakpo would come in to help Robertson. No, attack the man. And he did that in the last attack of the first half, and that's how we got a corner. Make them drive into the box, my guy. Drive into the box and make them make a shitty tackle. So either we get a pen or we get corners. And same with Sancho. I'm sorry, you have Trent, and he's not. Now everyone's saying, see how much better he's gotten at defending. No, man, you're fucking stopping and starting and just allowing for Trent and positioning behind him to get it and give him help. What the fuck was that? That was why Neto was doing better because Neto had pace, but also was constantly driving at him with skill as well, right? And the other thing, Fats, you're saying about inverting, I think. Fats, it was only for this game because Cucurella had the yellow card suspension. Otherwise, Cucurella is going to be the one inverting in the system if Reece James is healthy and is going to start at right back. That's the other thing, right? And if we're talking about Palmer, I'm sorry, Palmer's been pretty good in the 10. It's just he got man marked, and people are saying you should sub off Palmer. No, you shouldn't, because when Herrera man marked Hazard, these players have moments of brilliance. Salah could be marked out for 90% of the game, but because he's a special player, he brings us something out of nothing. A prime example was last season when Palmer got us the 4th goal to win against Man City, when he basically scored 2 goals with 2 minutes left in the 102nd minute in extra time. He scored the 4th goal. Did anyone think we were going to score a 4th goal after we tied with them? No. But because he's a special player, he brings out a moment of brilliance. That's why you keep him on. I disagree with that point of subbing him off. I agree with the point of, if you're going to put in Nkunku, you don't put him as left wing, you put him in the center, you leave Neto at the left, and you move Palmer to the right. But you don't take off Palmer. No way. These are special players for a reason. When Herrera marked out Hazard, was everyone saying, you know what, sub off Hazard? No, because he could have had a moment of brilliance at any moment. Right? And that's what Palmer is. That's what we're saying he is, right? As a player.
Yo, CP, that's the difference between this year and last year. Last year, we didn't have Nkunku off the bench to come and play, because we all agree centrally that's where he needs to play. But if you see a game that Palmer was having where he was getting man marked out the game, but also he wasn't really doing anything to influence the game. So, like, I get the moments of brilliance and everything like that, but in certain games, like, I'm trying to win the game. I'm not trying to think about the history of how he plays and everything. Like, for that game, for yesterday, he was shit. He needed to come off.
No,
Nkunku,
he didn't. I disagree, because
bro. Let me get my point off.
Apologies, sir.
So, like, at least with Nkunku, if we had him centrally, like, if they're not going to really, like, try to man mark Nkunku as much as they do with Palmer, and he is a little bit stronger on the ball as far as when people are pressing him and being aggressive with him, like how basically the league has been doing to Palmer all season long. It's just that when he went up against City and when he went up against Liverpool, for one thing, they're more experienced teams, and also they're better technical players. So, I mean, that's basically what did him in both games. As far, like, at some point, like, and it's not a bad thing to take him off and give him something to think about going forward. Like, he's still a young player. He's a brilliant player, but he needed to be benched yesterday. It is what it is, man. And plus, we needed to keep that threat of having wingers going 1v1. Yes, we got a little bit of an advantage with Neto being on the left, but like we already said, Madueke was killing Robertson on the right. He needed to be a little more aggressive, like you said, as far as instead of playing with him early and not allowing either Gravenberch or Szoboszlai to come and help him. He could have just been a little more direct, quicker, but also we still lost that threat when we took him out and kept Palmer on and then put Nkunku at the left. Like, that's basically when our attacking threat on the outside died, because they were telling us, you're not going to kill us going up the middle. You're going to have to beat us at the wings. That was the game plan for them the whole game, and we fed into that. And then also, Maresca gave up that.
That's why at least Palmer could have been moved from that.
We don't have a heading in the box.
I'm saying move him. I don't think take him off.
But the reason I'm not buying this
in the center.
Yeah,
I'm not buying this whole narrative that Liverpool was a good team, and that's why we lost them. No, they weren't. They were shit on the night. We could have won that game.
Yeah,
we could have won that game. I'm not buying that they were the better team. Blah blah blah.
No.
Yeah, but that's all they did. I don't think we.
I disagree that we should have. I disagree we should have won. I disagree we should have won.
I disagree we should have won. We didn't do enough in the final third for us to win.
But that's what I'm saying.
Creativity.
Good defensively, and Salah was just nuts in general.
Like, other than the penalty, did they really have any, like, actual
chances? They had a couple.
Which?
They had a few chances.
They had a couple. I'm not saying they had loads. I'm saying they had a couple. But equally, Kai, how many chances did we have? You got the Vega one. You've got Palmer's one we put to open the bar, and that's it.
But Scott, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we were brave enough, and I think that's come from Maresca. He just played like 1-for-1 substitutes, where he should have done something different. It was very predictable what he was gonna do.
No, I don't think anyone was predicting.
Sorry, what do you mean by for one when he
I'm confused. What do you mean by predictable?
What do you mean by
I
one
didn't
second?
expect Neto to go from the left side to the right either. I thought we would have at least pushed Palmer to the right.
And like everybody and their mother knows that Nkunku can play well on the wing. Like he's better playing behind. Like why didn't he do something else? He just did. He just played sub for sub. I just didn't. I don't know. I just felt like we could have won that game. I'm honest.
What do you mean by sub for sub though? You made 3 substitutions at once. What do you mean by sub for sub?
In that situation,
I would have. Okay, this is what I would have done. I would have gotten Pedro earlier. I would have taken what's his name.
Pedro was at halftime. What do you mean Pedro earlier? He was at halftime. How much earlier do you want him? At 30 minutes? At 20 minutes?
Okay, so I would have kept Pedro. I would have put in what's his name. I would have moved. What's his name? I would have moved Palmer to the right, and I would have put Nkunku in the middle.
Yeah. Okay, we agree.
And then I've done like that kind of stuff, like where
Okay,
we had, like
so
more.
it's
I
the
just
same
don't know.
We
change.
basically agree on what went wrong with the
Hang on,
subs.
so it's the same change he made. It's just positionally you would have done it differently.
Exactly.
Those are the
And-
rest of the bench options.
No,
if you-
and I'm
if you
giving
do.
him the benefit of a doubt for whatever happened with what's his name, with Lavia. I don't know why he subbed him, but if he subbed him because he just wanted to sub him, then I felt like that was that.
I think he was on a pitch count though,
Hang on.
man.
No, it's not that. We're talking about 2 guys that had to come off because they've just come back from injury. Unless you want the same as last season.
Do you not think then Maresca shouldn't have started them both together? Because I think that's a bit of an issue for me.
I think both of them starting. I'll be so honest. Those two, for me, were 2 of our best players on the night.
Yeah,
I think Lavia was our best player.
It's not like they're not going to be our best players. We know how good Reece James is. We know how good Lavia can be. But I think if you play both and you force your hand into 2 subs, no matter what situation the game is at, on the 50th minute, you kind of make a rod for your own back if you're in a bad position. Like he was making those subs at 1-1 or 2-1, no matter what was happening. If you bring on Reece for the last half hour, he still gets minutes. We're still okay defensively with the likes of Vega, Tosin, and probably Levi playing as a back 3 with an inverted fullback in Gusto. We're probably okay with that for the majority of that game still, because they were all right for the moments that they were on the pitch. I just think he gave himself a rod for his own back.
I understand what you mean. The reason I wouldn't, and a lot of this is hindsight, is because of the guys that would have played instead of them. For me, how bad they were.
Yeah, but Badashile had a good game.
Oh no, Badiashile did it, not him.
That was a surprise rather than an expectation.
If we'd not started both of them, our back four would have been Vega, Colwill, Tosin, and Gusto. Like
that's not that bad though, is it?
It's not. But I don't think Gusto had a good game, and I don't think Vega had.
I don't think Tosin had a good game.
But as I said, a lot of that is hindsight. And then I look at midfield, and like the less I say about number 8, the better. To be honest, after he came on, that pathetic cameo I saw from him, I think Lavia in his position did so much better.
We were 2-1 before he even came on, man.
I don't. When I'm seeing, do you know why? You know why I don't care? And while this is the final nail in the coffin,
when he came on.
If I'm seeing Lavia come in a game against Liverpool at Anfield and have more impact in 51 minutes and look more in terms of the stuff he's doing, turning on the half turn, taking the ball under pressure and not being afraid to beat a man in the midfield, being able to play the ball forward comfortably, under control, setting us up for attacks. I'm sorry. Like I'm sorry. Enzo, the lack of, he looks like he's running through custard. I'm sorry. When Lavia is fully fit, that's the partnership. I don't care. I'm finished.
Yeah, but do you see what I'm saying then? If
we're all
you
in
know,
agreement on that,
yeah.
See what Reece James did against Forest though when he came on, and like he ultimately took us from 2-1 to 3-2 at the end of last season. Do you not think that Reece could have had a slightly longer cameo than that, so that if Lavia goes off at 50, you lose control from the middle of the pitch, but you gain it on the right hand side of the pitch if Reece is in a more advanced role?
Is there anything from? Has anyone even asked Maresca that after the game? Is there any comments from Maresca about it after why he started both? There's no. Everyone was talking about maybe Lavia starts. No one was even talking about Reece James being on the bench. I know a couple of days before they said, "Oh, he's got a fully fit squad," but no one in their right freaking mind thought Reece James would start yesterday.
And he was brilliant as well.
And he was good. Yeah.
I want to know.
So he said on the substitutions, he said for James and Romeo, it was an hour maximum. I decided to change him after 55 minutes.
Lewis, what I'm saying is, my question is to him is that why did you decide to start both of them? Do you know what I mean? Like why?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I don't think there's any other quotes on that.
That's what I'm getting at. Not the. I thought the timing of the subs even after 55 minutes was weird. You go like an hour or 65, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but he had to make them, didn't he? Because he's so, you know what Poch did last year? Like I think he played Reece for 60 minutes, 65 minutes, and they only said you can play 60, and he got injured, didn't he? Like that extra 5 minutes.
That's what I mean. I would have thought maybe he could have would have taken one of them off at half time or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
I just think you, as good as though they both are, you start one and you don't start the other.
Yeah, exactly. You bring one on. You bring one on, like you said. You start Lavia. Start Lavia and bring on James. Bring on James later in the game.
If Reece James had come on in the 50th minute, it would have lifted Chelsea to another level. We'd have just conceded 2-1, but we'd all have been like, oh, Reece is back. Reece is coming on. And we all know what he adds to that team going forward. I feel like he was decent yesterday, but he didn't get played to his strengths, did he, as well, being at centre-back? That's not where Reece is made his game.
I want everyone to watch that second goal again. I know everyone's trying to, like, Reece James does have a little hand in it, but it's not as big as what everyone's saying is. So that's where he's watching the market someone else at the same time. It was just a poor collective defensive line, that second goal. It was just poor.
But if we didn't start, we would have lost a lot more by halftime, though.
And sorry,
I don't think so at all. I don't think so at all.
Sorry, can I talk?
That's the beauty of opinions, Andrew. Everybody has them.
Sorry, can I tackle? Sorry, can I tackle something with regards to? Sorry for getting the name for the person on the screen right now who was talking. Dan, thank you. Hi, sorry. No, we have to let this dead with this whole Reece James right wing back thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so you're saying he's got an eye on Gakpo, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He's got an eye on Gakpo there.
Yeah,
and
he turns back towards him.
I think
Savić
should do better with tracking that.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right.
I actually think that was the third time he made that run from midfield. He did it for the penalty and for another chance as well. I just don't think that got picked up at half time. How important that third man run Curtis Jones was making was going to be.
Yeah.
If that had been prioritised at half time, and I know Sancho weren't great, but obviously they decided the most important thing was dragging Sancho at half time.
Who could have tracking like against Forest's goal? You know that they didn't pick up the tracking of that, like Chris Wood, whatever it was. I know it's a big height difference, but still the tracking of the runner as well who scored. I think that was Caicedo as well for that.
I can't believe that wasn't focused on. That it wasn't like an absolute priority in the second half.
That was the thing. It was the
pick that run up every single time.
Well, exactly.
Because every time Cole Palmer made a movement, Curtis Jones tracked him all game long.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said about earlier. Like, that's the difference between us and the top three teams in this league. It's like being locked in on your assignments and your P's and Q's for 90 minutes instead of 30 minutes on, 10 minutes off.
But then I absolutely hear that, by the way. But then this is where we have to try and remain positive, is that the top three teams have all been an established side for the last 5 seasons. Give us 5 years with Maresca. I'm sure he'll learn from mistakes. That's why we all wanted Poch out, wasn't it? He didn't learn from any mistakes.
Yeah,
exactly. He just kept making more.
I mean, that's why
we saw it, right? We saw it at half time. We saw it at half time, second half. We just looked quicker because we always do. Even if we're winning, he gives them a big kick up the backside at half time. You know, he's not happy even when we're winning. He's probably pointing it out, but I feel I like I heard Dan on Mo's channel. I do agree. I think more needs to be asked. I think his biggest flaw yesterday was the subs. His biggest flaw yesterday was the subs for me. It's the timing and the positioning of them. And who doesn't work on the left wing? When are we going to get that? When is he going to realize that he doesn't work on the left wing like that? He just doesn't. He looks uncomfortable. He doesn't look like he likes to run for the ball, not on the wing at all. Do you know what I mean? And please, he came out yesterday. Please, I know you've got to keep your players on track, but please stop glazing Sanchez. Please stop. He was horrendous. He was absolutely horrendous. It's not talked about, but that chance in the first half where he gives it to Sabozo is not talked about enough.
18 minutes.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's just lucky he hit it hard. He hit the pass hard enough that it bounced off Sabozo, or it wasn't to Salah.
I don't know why, because he's done that so many times, right? I remember a time last season where he nearly let a back pass go into our own net.
But Lewis's distribution is so overrated.
We all know that we need to go
earlier.
It's inconsistent. Like the long passing is actually good at times, but the short part is so stupid. He'll make the biggest bozo decisions in game.
Every time we did a short pass yesterday, I held my breath. I was like going, Is it going to make? Is
Like,
it going to have
if it
enough
ain't a hoop
power to
in
make-
the air to someone making a run? It's worrying. It's
Well, he
fucking
did it
worrying.
against Forest late on in the game that led to the corner that they nearly scored from. That he made a worldy save.
That's the one he
Like, it's
saved, and
every
everyone's praising
game
him.
there's a mistake with it.
Everyone's praising him for that save. No, he caused that. He caused that for his own save. He's not. Listen, he had a great game against Bournemouth, but do you know what? That's an aberration. Look what happened the next game against Brighton when he cost us 2 goals. Do you know what I mean?
We all know what a good keeper adds to a team that's maybe not the best in terms of quality. It can literally win you a Champions League.
Dan,
Like, we
name
saw it with
me a
Mendy.
side. Name me a good side that's got an average goalkeeper that consistently does well. There's not one in history. There's not one in history that's had an average goalkeeper. Whatever you think about them during the different times of how they play out from the back or whatever, there's no successful team that's had an average goalkeeper, and it frustrates me that some of this fan base goes, "Oh, we can go a year without a goalkeeper." After the goalkeepers we've had prior to Kepa have actually won us things and kept us in games like Courtois, Cech, and Kudicini and stuff like that. That they go, "Oh, we can go a year." Mendy as well. That's what I mean. He had a year and a bit.
Into his game,
I mean,
he was gone.
Mendy was good
Got to
for
be
one
ruthless.
season. I don't know if I'm gonna.
Yeah, but one season won us the
one
Champions
season
League.
got-
One
season
was
got us
a
the
elite
Champions
season.
League.
It was a very good season.
It
He
was
was
a
even playing
an
outside
elite
as well.
season.
I'll say that was best in the world level season.
Yeah, no, he won an award, didn't he, for it? I think.
Yeah, he
the
won that.
Ashen
He
Yeah.
won the Lev Yashin Award.
Yeah.
Did he win? He should have won the.
He won UEFA Goalkeeper of the Year. That's what he won. But he got robbed
He
of
won
the
the
Lev
Champions
Yashin
League.
Award.
Oh, yeah, that's how he got robbed of
Champions
the
League,
Lev Yashin,
the gloves, the Champions League gloves.
Who they
whatever
give
it's
it
called.
to?
No, but we're sitting here. We're sitting
They
here.
gave it to Donnarumma for the Euros, but they didn't give Jorginho the Ballon d'Or that year.
We've signed 89
They don't respect
goalkeepers.
AFCON.
We've
I
signed
see.
89
Okay.
goalkeepers in 2 years, and you're telling me there's not one better. that Sanchez is the best one. I'd
On
rather. Honestly,
That's
this
smart.
guy.
That's a
is-
conversation on its own, though, Andrew. That's a conversation on
Right,
its own.
but
The
what
fact
I'm
that you
saying
signed
is,
9
it's like
goalkeepers and-
I know that people are going to say his feet aren't the best, but I would have loved to have Marmoush really. Do you know what I mean? I would just have
Mamardashvili,
loved to have signed
Andrew,
him.
our best goalkeeper is in France
Costa.
right
It's
I
who?
just.
I
are you
don't know
telling
these
me-
names, man. Never seen them play. Apparently, they're the best.
would have
but I've never
taken
seen them
Thiago
play.
Marmoush
Costa.
really
Sorry,
plays for Georgia and Valencia. He was in the Euros, and he just
He's
signed
going
for
Liverpool for
Yeah.
30 million.
he's
a week.
going
I
to
just
Liverpool.
saw his
Costa's
profile. I've
Costa.
only seen him play the United game recently. He was dog shit.
Oh,
So,
the Diogo.
Oh, that 3-3.
Yeah,
yeah,
The
he
one
was
where
poor, you're right,
the
Lewin.
first 2 goals for
I think
Rashford
he's on the
and
take.
Haaland.
That's what it is.
What about the Porto keeper?
He
you were
said
in
he's
for?
on the take.
Was it
But
Benfica?
that's what they're on
Bournemouth
about.
keeper.
He is the Porto.
Yeah, that's the
No, Porto.
Oh,
Porto.
Yeah, that's Diogo. That's Diogo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I wanted to tackle Dan's point about Reece James for a second. I was saying, I'm sorry, we have to let this dream go right now. Reece James, right wing back. I'm sorry, and yes, he's great at. He can play right center back. He can do what Azpilicueta used to do in Conte season with those long balls whipped in. He can still provide through that way because Cucurella can invert in and do a better job at inverting. We got to stop this. He's been injury prone. He's played 142 games and missed 142 games for us. We
Okay,
cannot
but
do
what-
this to his body anymore.
Okay, so then if you play him in the position that he played yesterday, where Liverpool were looking to isolate their players in a one-on-one with a long ball, Reece James was prone to more high-intensity sprints in the position yesterday than he would be if he was playing on the right-hand side of defence where 3 players are covering and he's allowed to have the licence that Gusto had to go forwards.
It was so weird why he started him. It was so weird why he started him.
Gusto
Yeah, he
wasn't.
was-
Gusto
but I
wasn't
don't get
tracking.
it. He was
Gusto
good,
wasn't
though.
tracking
Why are
back
we-
all the time. There was times when
Yeah.
Gusto lost the ball and he literally would stand there and he wouldn't track back. And then the back 3 of Tosin, Reece, and Levi had to deal with it because he gave Gusto the license to stay and roam and be free going forwards. You
Which
give
I
that
don't
to Reece,
understand
you've
why.
got a
His
better
left
player going
foot-
forward.
His left
Yes,
foot
I
is
agree.
atrocious. His
I
left
agree
foot
with
is
that, but
atrocious.
you're saying
Reece
this
was
for this
good,
game.
but that many high intensity sprints isn't good for someone who's got bad hamstrings.
Which
No,
is
but you
why I
have
don't
that
understand
window-
why he started. I have no idea
No, but
why
you
he
have-
started.
you have
Apparently, he was
a
already
window.
fit to start for a couple weeks. They just
He
weren't
must have
playing
been.
him.
He must
They were
have
just
been.
Yeah.
fit.
Lewis, I'm sorry, Lewis, man. You don't start him with his first game away at Anfield, man. You just don't. You introduce
I
him.
mean, but look at
No,
what
he was
look
brilliant,
at how
I
he
was a bit
played.
concerned
like,
about him.
I
mean,
hear
look
this
at
if
how
he
he
was.
He didn't play
played.
badly.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
he
I'd
did
hear
very
this if
good.
he was bad.
Yeah,
but he
but
wasn't.
but he
No.
wasn't. he wasn't allowed to play in the position that Reece James has earned his name at Chelsea for being like the best right back in the Premier League.
That's
where I
fine,
disagree. That's where I disagree, because the thing about this system and the thing I was noticing that he was able to do, he can still do those crosses. By the way, he just does them in the.
He did one. He got one opportunity all game.
No, he got a couple because he does them in
but if you allowed him to play in Gusto's role, and he would have had so much more opportunities going forward, he probably would have scored, because it's not like Gusto didn't get chances yesterday. He was incredibly wasteful, actually.
But
Yeah,
I'm sorry, you're saying this for
when you
this.
see him in a
Just
double
better
pivot, he's
defensively,
able to
probably.
go
You know what I
back
mean?
and
It's
forth
better
into.
defensively.
Say that
Relying on Gusto for attacking is just wrong. You know, when we bought Gusto and Leon fans are going, or we heard, he's better attacking than defending. It's the other way round. It's the other way round. He's better than defending and attacking. His left foot, he done two things yesterday with his left foot that were horrendous. He crossed it, he tried to cross it in, that went far over, and then he had a shot that ballooned over. You've not got a left foot.
But do you know what's crazy?
We had two right footers on the left hand side. That's a big problem.
At least Maresca's given us, although there were like some mistakes yesterday, and I think that can be improved well easily. At least he's given us this conversation. You know, last year we weren't even in the game at Anfield.
We gave up before the kickoff.
Capitulated. So like that's. I think we have to try and believe that Maresca will learn from this. Like Maresca won't let Cole Palmer have another game like that where he gets isolated and not being able to impact the game. The next game we play is a big game, obviously against Newcastle.
Well, I need a convincing display against Newcastle, Dan. That's what we need.
But I expect. See, we
usually do them anyway. We usually beat them
anyway. They got 1 win in 5.
Yeah, Eddie Howe's at risk of getting the sack off.
Well, we need no matter what everyone thinks about them, we need to exercise that away record at United first as well. You know what I mean? We need to do that. If Spurs, I saw Brentford. No offense, I saw Spurs and Brentford go up there. I think we're better than both of them. Obviously, better than Brentford. I think we're better than Spurs. But Spurs went up there, then we should be going up there. I know what our record is horrendous up there. We haven't won there in 11 years. Okay, it's absolutely horrendous. But we should be going up there.
The game was at home.
No, it's away.
No, United's away.
No, it's away.
Newcastle home, United away, Arsenal at home.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Newcastle.
No, but we should be going up. We should be going up there and just
Newcastle. Have we not got a League Cup game?
The cup game.
We got Newcastle home, and then we go away, and then midweek.
Okay.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, we should be the next year, especially. We should be setting a marker down. Do you know what I mean? And I want to see a reaction. When I say, I just want to see a reaction. I want to see the reaction against Newcastle.
The last two games haven't been good enough against teams that have sat in a low block, and I'm just worried going forward that Newcastle Uniteds of the world, they might do it, and we've just got to do better. We've got players good enough to break down that low block. We've just got to do better.
I think we have to also, Dan, when given the opportunity, we have to take it on. Yesterday, Liverpool gave us the ball, gave away the ball to us several times in midfield in the second half, but we either divid on it, took too many touches, or passed it backwards. Do you know what I mean?
There was one moment where it was just down. It was down to quality. Like Neto got on the ball, didn't he? He won it back from Liverpool. Then he strided through the middle, and he had a shot on his right foot from 30 yards out. And it's like, come on, just a little bit more quality, and we might actually get an equaliser there.
And then he also, do you remember? He did another run. Do you remember when he passed it to Palmer, and Palmer was in the box, but he took too many touches?
Yeah, and Palmer had the chance to pass it to Madueke. Yeah, it's really small mistakes that I think can be easily changed and educated.
That's why we come away. That's why we come away and we're not glazing we did very well. We're actually disappointed. Do you know what I mean? We're actually
because Liverpool weren't actually that good, were they?
They weren't the best.
But Salah had a good game. But we know we could have got something out of that.
It's nice to hear Dan talk about Chelsea positively like this. Sometimes when I hear your takes, it's so negative.
No. It's the thing. If you disagree with someone, fine. But you know what I mean. You can see where he's coming. You can see where he's coming from. You know what I mean? It's like he's not actually.
It's an if but a maybe, isn't it? It's a if but a maybe.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that we're in this position where if he told us 6 months ago we go back to Anfield after being whooped 4-1 under Maresca, by the way, if he told us in the summer when Maresca was hired that we'd come away from Liverpool and we're disappointed we didn't take anything, then I would have said you're mad. Do you know what I mean? I would have said you're crazy. That's the whole thing. We're coming away, even against the City game, we should have been more less respectful to them. Do you know what I mean? It's it's.
Can I just
all the games we got points in
about the negativity? Yeah, because I think what you got to understand is when you go on a panel and you're talking to fans from a different team that like they haven't watched the game in the same way we have, it's very difficult for them to understand what you're saying because they just don't see it in the same way. We watch Chelsea way more than the majority of other fans of other teams do, and they just don't see what we're saying. But I can chat with all of you, and you've seen the exact same game as me, and we can sit here and discuss it sensibly. They're just obviously looking to talk about it in a way that gets clicks or a viral moment.
They watch highlights.
I mean, that's it. They watch highlights. They might watch a 2-minute clip on YouTube.
No, but so what I'm saying is in terms of like, you know, like there are times when, you know, say you particularly, right? And I'm not even trying to come at you, but like I can see you make a point or someone, a rival will make a point.
Did he go upstairs or something? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, your mic just dropped halfway.
He just left his mic,
bro.
Is it better?
He's washing dishes,
yeah,
he's talking
now.
A little bit better.
All right. So I'm saying like Dan can have an opportunity to dispute a point, but that you just never do. It's almost like you always agree with what
you know what it
a
is?
rival will say.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but I think what it is I don't necessarily. A lot of these rivals are more than happy to talk over each other and shout at each other and batter each other to get points across and have their say and get proved right for it. If someone wants to have some delusional take, sometimes it's not even worth me entertaining it. Sometimes it's not. Connors.
Oh, so you're like, oh, is that what you're saying? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, do you know why waste my time? I can chat with all of you guys who know about Chelsea and we see the same game and we might disagree on a few things, but we all want the same thing at the end of the day. We want Chelsea to win. If I go on another panel show, everyone hates Chelsea. They don't care what Chelsea do. We're all passionate about Chelsea doing well. I don't need to waste my breath having a discussion with someone that'll tell me Casado is a bum. Cucurella is a bum.
It's also if you get
in there numerous times,
I
can sit there and debate it till I'm red in the face, right? And they'll never change their mind, and I'll just come off angry for the day. But then I can be like, actually, let me not have that discussion. It don't mean I'm a weak person. It don't mean I'm negative. Maybe I could do a better job of it, but sometimes I just haven't got the energy to do it, mate. If they don't agree with what I've seen as a Chelsea fan.
Weekly about Poch, it got to a point where I was like, okay, yeah, you think he did well? Okay, well.
Yeah, I also think when you're having to,
I'm not negative. I want Chelsea to win as much as the next guy, mate. Chelsea's been my life for 20 odd years. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, but if you're perceived to be negative now, you're not damning anyone. Dan's disappointed we didn't take anything from yesterday.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what he thinks
And since when in this day and age being objective means being negative? Like,
because if you're not like happy-go-lucky, he's the best. Like this whole thing about Palmer being best in the world. I swear it's rival fans that did this first before Chelsea fans.
Yeah. You guys want me to be negative?
It was the narrative that completely jumped off the Brighton game.
Exactly. That's why he only won the Player of the Month because of that game.
Palmer best in the league.
Yeah.
Shot thumbnail.
Yeah.
And sometimes as well, like you can join in and just just wind up fans as well because it's entertaining to see. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's fun to make them bite and stuff, but I just think I'm never negative. I'm objective, and I have high standards for Chelsea because I believe we should be winning stuff. And ultimately being sixth in the table right now, as much as we're progressing from last season, is still not good enough. Like, think how poor United have been, and they're only 3 points behind. Like, we're way better than that. And I just think with a few tweaks, we could have got a point yesterday. We could have beaten a 10-man Forest.
Yeah.
Like, we're better than that. And we're Chelsea. We should be wanting to win every single game.
This is what Maresca's done, though, right? If this under Poch, I think we didn't know, or
there weren't even a light at the end of the tunnel.
Even when we're doing previews, it was like, do I have to do this? I don't think we're gonna maybe scrap a draw. Maresca's come in, and I'll use the term again, pleasantly surprised to be applied to Maresca, right? To every Chelsea fan, should be pleasantly surprised that he has got us talking like this within the first 8 league games of the season. And I'll say it again, that we are disappointed coming away from Anfield, not taking at least a point. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's done, and that's credit to him. What he needs to do now, does he learn? Because we've seen him do it for other games. We've seen him learn during game and after games, so it doesn't follow the previous game. What has he learned from this game that it doesn't happen what happened at Anfield? How does he not even really free up Cole Palmer, but how does he get other players? If Cole Palmer's taken out of the game, what does he do to bring other players into it, right? because it can't just be Cole Palmer and Inshallah.
Or
Right?
if
It
he's
has
having
to
a
be.
bad game.
Yeah, at the point,
Yeah,
got to
exactly.
step there.
Has to be. Who else do I get near? How else do I get near Jack? Can I also say on a side note? Can someone tell Jackson to just shut up when he's on the pitch? He got another yellow yesterday. I thought this was out. This was like last season, the first half, and then it stopped the second half of the season.
Nah, we've got a little bit of a disciplinary. I don't know if it's an issue, but it's something that just needs to be tightened up on. Like,
It's
just let the
young
people
players,
speak.
man.
I don't think it's
people. These are young people mistakes. That's the reason why. I mean, it needs to be.
Yeah, but
cut out.
Badashile
I
ain't
think
young.
Maresca will
Badashile don't
eventually-
need to
No,
do
you
that.
keep
He's
using
just
that
old.
excuse, though.
Season, he
Because
can keep
young
quiet
people
for a
are
little bit. He
emotional,
went like
man.
3 months without a yellow.
But the second half of last season, he was great. This is like the first half of last season again when he picked up unnecessary bans. Do you know what I mean? That's what cost us. Although I think Cucurella's yellow card
Yeah, but
against
some of these
Forest
refs
was
are
a
way too
disgrace, by
soft,
the way.
bro.
But,
They just
but
we
you
get
know what I mean?
certain
It's
cards
like,
that shouldn't be cards anyway. It's just
Yeah, but
it's
people might say nitpicking, by the way, in the comments. But if it weren't for like silly yellows, Cucurella and Fofana wouldn't have been suspended after 7 games. Just nip it in the bud. I think Maresca's a strong enough character to address that dressing room and say that actually that side of our game, it's not good enough. We need to do a little bit better there.
Yeah.
Don't be picking up these silly yellows. Look, don't get me wrong. If it stops a goal and it's a tactical foul, okay. But if it's for something for dissent or a challenge, I feel like we're really bad for making challenges we don't need to make. I think Levi did that in the box like twice. One time ended up being a penalty. Just don't make that challenge. Stay on your feet. Don't go and make contact there with your hands. It's just really simple things that someone just said. It's inexperience. And do you know what? In 2 years, I bet we don't even discuss this at all.
I would like them to do what Cole Palmer did. I want to do what Cole Palmer did against Forest and just sit on the floor.
You know what? How quality is that? Yeah, but isn't that good to see at the same? At the same time, I rate Levi for standing up. I also rate Cole Palmer for chilling out.
That's what I want.
I think the thing is with the discipline thing is I don't even think it's a whole team thing. For me, it's just 2 players. Like I think it's Colwell and Jackson just need to learn when to shut up. Like I think both of them, because I think everyone else, like you'll get the odd occasion, but I think most of them are. When it comes to like the dissent stuff or the stuff you get the stupid yellows for, I think most of them are okay. I think it's those 2 are the kind of culprits.
Do you remember Scott? Do you remember Colwell against Bournemouth? He'd already been booked, and then there was a bit where I don't know if it was a foul or a corner, and he turned around and he was shouting and mouthing off, and it looked like he was shouting at the referee. If the referee had taken that the wrong way, he could have been sent off as well.
Yeah,
we got to remember
Palmer was booked as well, wasn't he? And that's why I think he sat out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It needs to be. Because I think are we going to get fined for the second time this season for that Forest thing? Because that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I think we already happened.
We got fined to 50k. It was 25k.
That's the second one though, right? This season, I believe.
Yes, because it was the Anthony Taylor one where we had like a bazillion yellow cards, and then it was the Forest one again
against Bournemouth. That's right.
Yeah,
both teams were fined.
Yeah, we got fined 50k because we're repeat offenders. So it was initially 25k, and then it got moved to 50k because we're repeat offenders.
But in all fairness, the ref lost that Forest game. Like we could all sit here and be like, our refs recently have been shambolic. I hate making that excuse, but
bro, Palmer got a yellow for saying that the free kick should have rightfully been a couple yards further. Cucurella got a yellow for complaining to the 4th official that he got pushed into Maresca. It was stupid.
Yeah, and I don't think Nico Williams got booked, did he?
No,
Williams. He was basically the one that shoved Cucurella.
Yeah, Williams did get booked in that game.
He did. He did get, but for that offence.
But it won for that offence.
I don't know if
he
did. Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I just think the refs recently for us have been diabolical.
Yeah, it's been questionable.
We shouldn't give him a chance, Dan. That's the thing. We're giving him a chance to do it.
Yesterday, right?
Like we give refs too many opportunities to make the game, to make the story be like we're undisciplined when we get the yellows.
Yeah,
like we need to eventually start to phase that out of our team. It's not going to happen right away, and that's why I said it seems like young people mistakes, because we're getting stupid yellows for stuff that could be prevented. Those are like learned lessons, like what we need to do, improve upon.
Yeah, it's facts. I mean, Jackson could have been suspended yesterday because he slapped that bloke in all that stuff at Forest.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily he wasn't, and he scored. So
VAR apparently looked through that, thankfully.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
then
know
in the
what
Liverpool game, it was like he got
thankfully
a
the
yellow
refs
because
are
he
dead.
tried to get into the penalty box.
Mm.
Yep.
No, it needs to be. Listen, at the moment, it just needs to be. It can if they address it now, it won't cost them later. That's the
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean, just little things here and there. You don't have to be like shrinking violets or anything like that. Just time it. Do you know what I mean? Like Dan said,
Yeah, that's it, Andrew. Right, that we've had teams in the past that have been like worse than this, but they knew how to get away with it, and I think that's what like City is so good at doing as well.
Yeah,
you
dark
just got to do
arts.
it a little bit slyer. Yeah,
Yeah, you got to do literally the dark arts of football. You just got to literally learn that and just do it slyly. Or like you said,
used to be the
it's
master
okay
in it,
for a
man.
foul. It's okay for a foul or something. Do you
We
know
have
what I mean? Like,
Mourinho to thank for that.
yeah,
we used to be masters, man.
yeah, but those dark arts win you games if you can conduct it in the right manner. They turn you into even harder teams to play against.
I mean, that's the thing. Like this team, they just need to learn how to play the game within the game. You know, the mental aspect of this game is where we're lacking when we go up against your Cities, your Liverpools, and we'll see how we do against Arsenal in a few weeks. But
We have
I mean,
one of
that's
the youngest teams in the league as well. So like I can
we have the
understand
youngest
why.
team in the league, man.
The
So
youngest,
I mean, yeah.
So I can understand why some of these things kind of go against us. I think the experience definitely is needed though. Like Jackson, like whoever said that, sometimes he just needs to be quiet and just walk away. Just walk away. Because all these cards start to end, you know, they add up, and then now you're missing a Liverpool game. You're missing an Arsenal game. You're missing a Newcastle game. And then we have to switch everything around just because you're not available. So, yeah, I get that.
How many does he have? Does he have 4 yellows right now, or?
No, Jackson has 3. I was double checking. He has 3. Jackson has 3.
3. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
I'm actually
Palmer has 3
shocked.
as well.
He only has
Palmer has 3 as well.
surprise.
So the next ones up are Palmer and Jackson at 3, and Cucurella and Fofana are reset. So those are the 2 highest now.
No, so only 3
man.
so far, thankfully. You just got to keep his head.
I'm scared though,
try and
because
keep
if they
his
keep a yellow card again, they might not be there for Arsenal. I am shit scared. Both of these men don't get a yellow card for Newcastle at least. I beg.
Dude, Jackson.
Yeah, because yellow for there, then it's United, and United might get heated.
Palmer, I'm
think
not
Cole's
so
fine.
much worried
Jackson
about
maybe
Palmer.
not
It's
so much.
Jackson that I'm worried
Oh, is
about.
Palmer
you
on?
know?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
both
Palmer's
are
on 3.
No, Palmer's not the issue. It'll be Jackson.
I
I
ain't
don't
too worried
trust.
about him.
Yeah.
I mean, if Palmer's
one
missing
of them again was because he went to the ref about some shit, and he don't even really do that too much.
No, I don't.
If
When
Palmer
everyone was
misses,
kicking off against Nottingham Forest, he sat down on the ground while everyone else was fighting it out. So the guy's not bothered. Like, he's not a risk to get
I was
like
just
that many
going
young
to say
cards.
we have depth because even with Palmer not playing well yesterday, we could have gotten something out of that game. So Palmer suspended and someone else coming in. I think we should be all right. You know, you can play Felix in that role. You can play Nkunku in that role. You can play Carney in that role if you need to. I mean,
Carney ain't touching the pitch.
Oh yeah, but like ultimately, you still want the best
I mean,
player
I know,
playing,
but
innit?
like, if you needed to play somebody in that role, like you got someone who can fill in for a game. Like,
But hey, it don't matter because he don't turn up in the big games now. That's the new narrative.
Exactly. So you know.
By the way, that
13,
needs to be squashed. I saw a stat earlier, like with his big 6 stats and finals. It's unreal. It's like not bad at all.
Yeah. In
really
13 games, he has
It's
7
another
goals and 2
narrative that
assists against
just
the big
shows
6.
people don't watch Chelsea, innit?
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Do you know what one I heard the other day? Yeah, I heard Palmer's pressing high up is awful, and then I'm just thinking like you're just showing me that you don't watch Chelsea. Like you
So he
haven't seen it.
don't dribble, he don't track back. Like what?
It's
What are
the
you talking
non-penalty
about?
goals. That's the narrative. The non-penalty goals against the
Yeah,
big 6.
yeah. Without
It's part of the game.
those 9 penalties,
It's
the
part
other
of the game
27
in the way.
goals that he
So
scored.
I don't get
I'm
it.
like, he's still better than your best
people
player
do realize this.
without the
Like,
Joey
you can-
trying to get in
Shut
if
up.
anyone wants to hop off, but no stress if not. A big
People
up,
do
Joey.
realize you can
Yeah,
play
Lewis,
the
I'm gonna
pass
get
before
down.
the
I can
pass.
jump
That's
off,
the
man.
assist.
Oh,
I
Kai, all right,
gotta
bless
go,
up, bro.
so
Good to
you
have
guys.
you on. Joey, hop in, man.
Yep.
Big up,
Yep,
bro.
Yeah.
Like GNA isn't the be all and end all. Like everyone like judging these attacking players based on the GNA alone instead of like the pass before the pass that's the assist. Like there's other ways you can influence the game. I just feel like some of our other attackers are just not helping to ease the burden off Cole. That's the issue in some games, especially yesterday. Like
I just think he just listen. I still don't think. Listen, I think he got that Player of the Month award for that first half against Brighton because I don't think he's up to. There's no way he's not up to the levels of last season for me yet. He's a very slow. He's had a very slow start. You know what I mean, and that's because he's not. Listen, whatever people think, he's played 28 minutes of preseason against Inter Milan, and he's been thrown in for the next season, and he's playing another position, right? He's playing under a different manager, different position. Yeah. We don't know what our settled side is because we'd like it to be Lavia and Caicedo, but Lavia's hardly ever fit. Do you know what I mean? It's just, but him and Maresca have got to work out together.
Yeah.
If it happens again, what do they do? Do you know what I mean? He's smart enough to work it out on the pitch himself. So he should be. I'm going to play this way, or I'm going to move this way. Like if you're going to take, like yesterday, if you didn't want to take Palmer off, fine. But if you're going to take Madueke off, try Palmer on the right. See what you can do for the last.
I mean,
15
Palmer
minutes.
should have been off that game. Man. He
Or
was not
take
on
Palmer
the
off. Whatever it is.
I don't
Sometimes
think you can risk taking Cole
If you
Palmer
take
off.
Palmer off, then who bring on there?
Bringing in Nkunku.
No, it would have been in
in that row.
Yeah, but surely Chelsea are more dangerous having Jackson and Nkunku and Cole Palmer on the pitch at the same time,
Yes,
rather than
No,
moving.
either or, like you either
I'd
take
say-
him off or you
Yeah.
put him on the right.
Yeah.
Just don't leave him where he's been struggling.
I say, Dan, I agree.
Exactly do it.
Dan, I agree with you. Dan, I agree with you. There's one problem with having all three of them on the pitch right now, and that's that one of the two of them out of those three ends up being out of position or in a position I don't think is best suited for them. Because ultimately, when Palmer's out on the right, he wants to come inside, and like be able to drift in and link up play. And with the best will in the world, this system works better when both the wingers are touchline wingers who can do that from time to time, but are also willing to go down the outside and try and beat their man that way. And Palmer doesn't do that.
Yeah, but no, you don't have to play Palmer on the right. You could say to him, look, I need you, instead of staying in that position where there's a man in front of you every single time Caicedo gets on the ball, why don't you start dropping deeper, pick up the ball from deep, and then try and drag that player out of position?
That's what he did.
No, he didn't. He didn't do it enough. He got locked into that position and wasn't able to get on it. And Curtis Jones made that really difficult for Cole Palmer to have an impact at times. Like, he had a really good game.
Well, they man
Curtis
marked him
Jones
the
as well.
entire game.
Exactly
And not only
right.
did they man mark him,
And when we were progressing the ball, they
it
had
was
4
man
players
mark
around
plus
him all
help
the time.
on every
they
single
shielded
time he
him.
turned.
Yeah.
A man mark plus help every time he turned. So
I
it's
actually
like,
think he should. I think Palmer should be slightly embarrassed he got marked out by Curtis Jones.
Curtis
You know what I
Jones
mean?
had a
Oh,
good
yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah.
I know he had I know he had a
Not
good game.
look
I
regardless.
know he had a good game. And when we talk about all the players he's faced in midfield and everything like that, it took Curtis. What I'm saying is, and this isn't, if it was like it's because of Curtis Jones, we're not sure what type. Even Liverpool fans are not sure what type of player they've got, right, in terms of who he is, and some of them don't even rate him. But I think he should go. How do I stop? Because he could see to himself as when his career progresses, he's going to get marked by better players, right, than Curtis Jones. Do you know what I mean? So how do you get past the level of like a Curtis Jones if
it's not even that, bro. It's not even that. It's not even that. It's not that, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's not that because like with him, it's like and for the rest of his time now, the way that he's going to be defended is they're going to take one person totally out of the midfield and have him man mark the entire game at this current moment. Now, what you can do in those scenarios is now at that point you can either drop back deep or you double up on the wing and you help the winger on overlaps and be creative outside. That's why when people are comparing this to Saka to Palmer to Saka, like, oh, Saka would never have this type of scenario. Well, Saka would never be fucking defended by 3 players in a single game. Okay, like he wouldn't because he's out on the wing. Okay, because if you put 3 players out on the wing, it leaves wide open spaces. So it's like for me, like I totally get where everyone's like discouragement is coming from when it comes to Cole Palmer's like performance in this sense, but it's kind of more overblown than anything. It's not like Curtis Jones did anything outstanding to fucking hold him off. It was more he just stayed at his hip the entire time on defense. Like that's literally all it was. and that's what Ryan Yates is going to do. It's going to be dogs that play that position that do that for their teams. Whoever the dog is of the team is going to be the one running around covering Cole Palmer the entire game. Like it's not necessary. It's what do you do when that happens to create overloads? Okay, because then because that scenario you can use to your advantage. Tactically, you can use it to your advantage. If you're just telling me you're just going to pull one player out of the midfield and Cole Palmer's going to be running around on the outside and he's going to have to chase him, there's going to be wide open gaps in the middle of the field. So like to me, it's just they need to get this. Get this tactically right, because this is the second game that this happened. It happened in Forest.
Do you reckon you give him more freedom? Do you reckon you give him more freedom? Is that what you do? You give Palmer more freedom to roam around to try
I would
and evade
assume that that's the case. Not roam around, but there's specific areas of the pitch that you're going to want him to be in the game when he does have
this
a
used
man
to happen to
covering him
Hazard,
running around.
right? This used to happen to Hazard all the time. Players would go and man mark him, but he was allowed to drift from that left into the center of the park, get on the ball. Think about the West Ham goal. Think about the Arsenal goal. This guy's a left winger and he's picking the ball up on the right hand side of the pitch or the center of the pitch.
I mean, how the Liverpool goal, right, where he picks the ball up in the middle of the pitch, he drives it right, connects with somebody on the right to end up getting it in the right half space and scores.
When a player is as good as Cole Palmer is and has the ability that he has, I think Poch actually probably did a better job with this. Because Poch lacked tactically where Maresca actually is better, he kind of just let Palmer do what he wanted. And I think that's probably why we saw Palmer have some fantastic games last year, because he popped up in so many different positions. And I think that's actually what might need to be looked at as a way to free up Cole Palmer.
Well, I think personally, like, there's times where he could overlap Nani and like give Nani extra support to allow Nani to kind of come inside in those for him to do what Nani's actually like best at, is like come inside and be able to shoot, and like it will open up a ton of space, because the fullback you're gonna have to switch that, right? If the overlap comes over and the fullback and Nani wants to come inside, Jones is gonna have to switch it. Like it would be Jones and Robertson would have to communicate to switch it. And that's the type of overloads that I'm talking about. It's like, all right, now what is Jones going to do? Is Jones going to follow Palmer all the way to the corner? If so, Nani's going to cut inside, and there's going to be someone in the middle of the pitch that's wide open to be able to take a shot, like wide open. So it's like those are the types of things that I thought would have been adjusted during the game, but the adjustment was him picking the ball deeper so he can create. And like, you're right, he didn't do it as much, but a lot of us, like I was on Ahmed's stream, and a lot of us were saying, why is Palmer picking up the ball so deep? Like, what's the reasoning behind that? There was some tactical things after watching the game second time, especially in the second half, that I was just very frustrated with, especially the positioning for Enzo. Like the entire second half was really fucking frustrating. Like he was standing by the striker more times in the second half than I like. For what reason? He's standing right next to the fucking striker.
Especially when first half Lavia was allowed to play so close to Casado and we looked better for it. I kind of wondered why they did that with Enzo.
You're going to try and just push players a bit further forward in the hope of generating more chances.
Yeah, but we didn't have anybody breaking the lines.
We did that against Palace second half.
We didn't have anybody breaking the lines, and Enzo's our line breaker. Like, you don't bring your line breaking passer forward up the pitch when we are struggling to break the lines. Like, that's literally what it was. We're struggling to break the lines. They're giving us the space to try to break the lines. And then as soon as we get in, where is Enzo? He's halfway up the pitch in the left half space. For what reason? Come back, pick up the ball. Like the entire game, I'm just come back second half when I'm yelling, come back and pick up the ball. Enzo, come back and pick up the ball. Because if he picks up the ball in that half space, it creates issues in the press too. It's not just he's pressing, he's positioning himself out of the game. He's putting himself right next to Kanate. What are you going to do next to Kanate? What are you doing?
I think the thing is when he came into the game, nobody was actually outside of Neto. Nobody was actually making those runs to where they can make themselves available to make like certain line breaking passes. I think Enzo was just trying to force the issue a little too much, and he just trying to either create space for someone else right behind him, whether it was Vega or Caicedo, to make the pass into the final third, and it just didn't work, you know. And he's actually been doing that a lot more than he did last year, which I think that's why a lot of people are frustrated with him. But at the same time, you can also say, like, we're not being available for him to like make those passes like over the top or through the lines or whatever.
Bro, how is he making a pass through the lines if he's standing next to the center back?
See,
like that, I just said why he's making those passes, because nobody's available.
He is not making no passes. He's not getting available to make a pass.
Joey, do you think that Nkunku can play?
Yeah.
You see that space you're talking about, Joey, that half space? Do you think Nkunku would have been better being in that position and Enzo being a little bit deeper?
I mean, if that's the way that we were going to plan on playing, then yeah, because Enzo barely did anything defensively. Like, he had to come back, and the amount of space that he had to cover defensively too is unnecessary, because you're running from goal line to goal line initially. You're running from 18 to 18 for what? You should be in the middle of the park.
Yeah, I hear that. Yes,
you should be in the middle of the park. Once again, like, there was some things tactically after watching his second time with the clear head that I was just like, we could have done better, a lot better.
Like I said earlier, it's a if, buts, and maybe. Should have, could have, would have. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
Maressa is also learning on the job.
But that's what we're here to talk about, right? Like, we're here to talk about the ifs, buts, and maybes. We're not here to
That's why I was saying earlier as well. Like, maybe if maybe Maressa tried to tweak things, and that's what we alluded to earlier before.
No, but like the people that hear that, because you said play Reece James on the left.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That was a how
right.
That was
Calma, did you say that?
Yes, you did.
I do think that.
But the thing is, because of Gusto, I want to accommodate Gusto to play that right hand side.
Oh,
because
I don't think that it would have mattered if we had Cucurella, though. I'm gonna be honest.
Are you talking about the result or how the game played out?
I just think
that has to be both.
But I think it's kind of both, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, right-sided players play on the right, left-sided
you
players
hit it
play
pretty
on the
well
left.
on the
Only because
nose in
of
your
the
intro, Lewis. You hit it pretty well on the nose on your intro. I didn't get to watch while all you guys were talking, but you hit it pretty well on the nose when you were talking earlier. That like we really shouldn't be like upset about the way that we played today or yesterday. We really should not be upset. Like, the way that we played, we put that team on their back foot for a lot of that game. Like we went out there to try to put a performance out there. We came up short, but the one thing that I did disagree with you on is that in that first 45 minutes, that game was not refed. Game was not refed one side. It was refed one-sided, bro. It was refed absolutely one-sided, bro.
Well, in Liverpool's favor.
That first 45, it was refed one-sided.
Yeah.
If anything, I was going off
the
more
second
Liverpool
45
fans
was
saying
refed
that
a little bit
everything
better,
didn't go their way. So fair enough.
But also, they gave Nunez way too much leeway in that game. He should have been sent off. Like in that game,
that last challenge that he put in on Badiashile was bad.
The last two, he had one. He had one on Badiashile. He slid from behind. Instant yellow card. There's no question about it. I don't care how long he's been on the pitch. You give him the yellow card. Like, I do not give a fuck. You give him the yellow card.
But
then
Joey, that's always going to happen at Anfield.
Right
Look
after
at last
that.
season.
Yeah.
Look at last season. Like, Conor Gallagher should have had a penalty and we didn't get it. And then they got a pen for that Jota, like someone stamped on his foot. It's just always
the yellow card on
Anfield.
Lewis, the yellow card on Tosin, Jota's running in behind and he has Tosin beat by a step, but Jota's pace is gone. So he sees the ball go over the top of him, right? And then he sees someone from his peripheral come from the side, and he decides to grab Tosin's shorts and pull him down from that area.
I didn't see that. I thought the leg.
Yeah.
I thought,
the first 2 minutes of the game, I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get fucked in this game."
You mean when Tosin? Like, I thought that was going to be a red off of the Saliba
so
challenge.
you said he grabbed his shorts, right?
He grabs his shorts.
Jota
grabs
pulled him
his
down.
shorts and pulls him back.
Ah!
I didn't see that.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
Like I'm telling you,
Posted that in the
if
group
you
chat,
like,
no?
like the decisions
No, I was
that this ref
watching the
made in
feet
this
because I
game
thought their feet
was like
collided.
Yeah.
was
That
like,
was
bro,
bad.
nobody. It's like
Was-
everyone, all the refs were blind and they were just listening. That's what it
Yeah.
was. It's like they were all blind and they were just listening. Oh, what did the Anfield crowd say? Oh, okay.
See?
That's
Yeah,
what it
I
was.
see it. Grabs the shorts. You see it. You see, like the left one just go up a little bit. Grabs
Yeah.
him. Takes him down. Yeah, shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Yeah,
be, I'm
because
gonna
if
be
they
so
had to
honest.
go to the monitor, then you have to be
I'll-
like, all right, well, that's
I'm
a
gonna be
yellow
so
on them.
honest. This is still a foul by Tosin.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
a
a
reckless
clumsy
one. That's a
foul.
reckless by Tosin. I can't lie. I don't know what he was doing there.
Bro,
I just think if you're last man, you just can't even risk making
Yeah,
that
that's
contact
the
there.
thing. It's the same.
Just
Dan,
back
it's the
yourself
same.
but
in the
it's
foot
not
rate.
contact, bro. He's behind
No, there is
him, right?
contact.
No, there is
He's
contact
behind
though.
him.
There is
There is.
contact.
He's
Slows
broken
down,
ribs.
grabs his shorts. Look at he's grabbing his shorts.
Yeah,
He's
but
grabbing his
doesn't
shorts
yeah, but
before the
Joey,
ball.
you
He
can see
knows the
Joey,
ball's not going to get to him.
Joey,
He's
Joey,
grabbing
you
Why
can
is
his
he
see
shorts
yelling?
the
Tosin.
entire way through. Like
Joey,
I
can I
don't.
ask you a question?
Why
Maybe
is
they'll
he
let
Joey,
yelling?
can
Smalling
you
ride
see
too
both
Hang
his
on.
hands on him there though?
Do you genuinely think that him pulling Tosin shorts is what causes them to go down?
Jota falls. What are you
No.
talking about? He falls
No.
forward.
Yes, he falls because Tosin fouls him. Regardless of whether he grabs his shorts or not, Tosin has his
we
hands
are not
around him and fouls
like
him.
I said, bro. This is what I said during this is what I said during the game. Okay, we were not allowed to compete in the first half. The physicality that was allowed on one side of the pitch compared to the physicality that was allowed on the other side of the pitch was two totally different fucking things. Okay, this is just the barest of examples that I'm bringing up. This is the first example that came up into my brain. Okay, like this is not just one situation that happened. It happened the entire fucking game.
Do you mean compete
Our
physically? You mean like in
physicality
terms of
our physicality
Right.
was given as fouls, and their physicality was given as play on. Like that's
because like
what I'm
you,
talking
Joey,
about.
you can't deny in that situation though. The worst thing Tosin's done is put his hands on Jota, and it gives the
Agreed.
referee a decision to make.
100%. It gives the referee every reason to
Like,
give him the call.
you know, literally the day before,
The way that this
Saliba did that and got sent off.
this turns into a yellow card, because it wouldn't be a yellow card in my opinion if it's just Tosin grabbing him, he falls over, and then Tosin falls over him.
Does anyone remember a few seasons ago, Christiansen did exactly the same thing and got sent off against Liverpool?
I remember that. Yep.
Here's the reason. There's another
You
point
just
right
can't-
there.
if you're last man, you just can't do it.
Yeah,
You just can't.
there being another man there means it's not a red card.
Remember.
This is a yellow every single day of the week. A deserved yellow.
Whatever you
as
say.
And a half. Yeah.
Like, the only reason it's not a red is because number one, the ball is too far away from Jota for him to be in control, quote unquote. And number two is there's Cole and I think Gusto was there as well to cover. Outside of that, it could have been.
Bro, just because Tosin put his hands on him doesn't mean he should be falling over the way that he did. And the reason why he fell over was because he was trying to drag Tosin to the ground. Like, I we could argue about this all day, but I'm not about to sit here and argue about just this one moment, because you may be right. He might still have gotten yellow, but regardless, it's the way that the game played out in the first half was stop start. Are we all wrong? Am I wrong by saying that? The first half was all stop start.
No, you're correct. Slows. There was not end to end at all. Stop starts the perfect way.
We had like 4 players go down for injuries inside like the first 15 minutes, I think. Something like that.
They dark artsed us, bro. Plain and simple. They dark artsed us.
But we will learn from that. We're talking about a team that won the Champions League and a league title.
Sure, they dark artsed us.
We'll
That's what
learn
my
from
point. That's the end of my. That's the point that I'm trying to make overall. Is they dark artsed us. From the beginning, from minute one, Jota was trying to get in our center backs' heads. From minute one, he was sitting there doing sly shit the entire first half, fucking doing dark arts throughout the first half until he got taken off.
But that's the book on us, though. Like we've in previous games, going back to last year, we've reacted to little stupid shit like that and allowed teams to get in our heads. That's the next step that we need to take as a team, is to not allow, is to play the game within the game. as far as
Yeah,
dealing
Jamie.
with dark arts and also initiating some dark arts of our own, you know, because we do have the shit housing type of players on our team to actually do it. It's just, will they
It
be, do
comes
they
from a
have
little
the
bit of
know-how
veteranism,
to
though.
actually get
I'm
away with it?
not gonna lie. There is a little bit of veteranism that comes with dark
Yeah.
arts. I'm not gonna lie.
You can only gain that with time. And we just right now as a team, we don't have that time in us to actually get away with all that stuff. We don't know. We have to go through games like this in order to gain the experience to how to deal with this shit. And it's going to be frustrating. We're going to be disappointed like this, but hey, man, all we can do is just move, learn, and keep it going, man, and improve. That's it.
Nah,
But
there's
yeah.
extremely encouraging signs from this whole thing. Let's not get it twisted. There's extremely encouraging signs. Now it's making sure you get those.
I'm gonna get to all you
over the
super
line.
chats in a sec. Big up to you guys. I'll get to you guys in a sec.
And yeah,
Sorry,
I
Joey.
gotta head out here in a second. Anyways, I gotta get back to work here. I just wanted to make sure I got in here because I don't.
I appreciate it anyway, bro.
The way that we played against a team is structured as them, and the amount of times where we put them got them out of position, and we put them under the cosh, that a team like this that hasn't been pressured like at all this year, like very few times per game, we put them under the cosh a lot. Okay,
That's a lot
so
of questions
now
of
it's
them.
the next step is winning these games. Okay, like we have the quality is there. We went head to head with them. That team's gonna fight for a title. Okay, like they're gonna fight for a title. Like we went head to head with them, and we gave them the best game that they've had. And I bet you next week they beat Arsenal worse than they beat us. Okay, especially without Saliba. Like I'll put money on that.
In the league.
So like it's a loss. It's a loss at Anfield. We'll get them back. We're gonna get our chance again at them later this year. And shit, the way that our fixtures have always lined up, we get them in a cup almost every year, anyways. So we might have them twice. So be ready for this team again, because I do think we could catch them. I do think
Standard Wembley trip to face Liverpool.
Yeah, I know,
One
right?
more time. This year will be our year.
Am I wrong though, Lewis? I feel like every year we see them at least once, twice a year.
Yeah,
Three times a year we see this team.
We see them 3 times a year.
We see
for the
this
last
team 3
3
times a
years.
year at least. Like
I feel like growing up watching Chelsea, I feel like we played Liverpool the most.
Yeah,
agreed.
Like
I think there's an actual stat that there is that fixture is the most played that we've ever had. Is Liverpool versus Chelsea. It's the most played fixture that we've had.
And the naughties were playing them 4 times a year. Fuck 3.
Yeah.
We'd have the UCL, then we might face them in a cup.
Remember that you have Torres in the back. You have Torres in the back for probably the wrong day to put Torres in the back behind you. But like,
I didn't.
Yeah,
take
we
it
used
down
to play
to
that. We used to hate that fool, bro, back in the day. Remember how much we used to hate that fool back in the day?
Torres, Fabregas.
Yeah.
Who else?
Nah, it was the Torres, Dirk Kuyt team, Steven Gerrard, fucking, and they weren't even like that good. And we would every time
even Raul Morella scored against us.
Jimmy. Big up, bro.
Yo, remember Luis Garcia?
Yeah, oh,
Luis
no,
Garcia,
never.
yeah.
Can't
That
mention
guy's
his name.
had to go against us. Yeah.
Come on.
Ryan Babel as well, that goal, man, at the bridge as well.
Ryan Babel.
Yeah, we used to despise them bastards, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. This is like one of them fucking fixtures, bro. It was basically decided on by the FA in the end. If you want to put it in a perspective, it was decided on the FA.
Oh wait,
they
did you guys
decided
talk
not to
about
make
that?
a call too early.
Wait, did you guys
That's
talk
what it
about the
was in the
Sancho
end.
pen though? How's that? To me, that's a pen. I can't unlook
Bro,
at.
there's no way that you look at that and say it's not a pen. There's no way of looking
Same with
at
the
it
pen
and
that they
say-
gave.
Sure, I'm not even saying that. I'm not saying we would have won this game. I'm saying it should have came out 2-2. That's what I'm saying.
Because I think they were trying to say
Nah,
that's his natural
out
position.
2-2. They shouldn't have got no fucking pin. If they ain't want to give our pin, don't give theirs. That's all.
Or 1-1.
1-1 or 2-2.
Are you saying
Been a draw.
2-2 with both pens or 1-1
It's
without?
2-2 with both pens. We deserved our pen. If they got their pen, we deserved our pen. That's all it is.
Really, here's the problem, right? Not you can kind of understand, right? Why they didn't want to give a pin, but when you don't give that pin, you leave yourself open for what happened. The same exact tackle, but this one you can't let it slide because he's right in front of the net. It's no different than saying the only reason they didn't call Sancho shit because he was in the corner, he was off to the side, he wasn't a threat to goal. But that's not the grounds of why you give a pin. If you fouled in the box, it's a pin.
Yep.
I
He
thought
wasn't a
personally,
threat
I
to
thought it
goal.
was timing.
Shook of the cop. You shook
I
of the
thought it was
cop end.
timing.
Yeah.
I thought it was timing.
No, but in their mind, they like, oh, he's not a threat to the goal. We're not
I
giving
thought it was
it.
like it's too early in the game to give a pen like that.
I think it was more he wasn't a threat to the goal, which you can kind of understand, but it also leaves you open as a ref to you giving that same call, and he had to give it. Colwell shit, he had to. If he didn't give that, it would have looked like, oh shit. So he had to give it. But now when you give that, now us as Chelsea fans gonna look back at the one you didn't give and be like, well, I didn't feel like you robbed me before, but now I feel robbed because you just gave the same.
Yeah, because they had another penalty call before that.
Yeah,
Salah and Colwell.
But Salah dove. If you watch the replay, he dove. He dove. He came off his foot.
I thought so when I watched it. I saw another replay later, and I don't know. Like,
Colwell's got like his hands on him.
Salah initiated that contact.
He dove. If
He
the
initiated
angle I
that
saw,
contact,
you
and
can
they
see
just
he
fell
lift
too
up his
easily.
foot before he's even touched.
Here's the thing about these.
One angle looked like a dive. Another one looked like it was enough for him to go down too. So I
Here's
don't
why
know.
I go with dive. If you look at the ref is watching his body language. The minute he lifts off his feet, there's no initial contact. That's what you see the ref right away go. But the contact.
Lewis, you got to remember when
after
it's
he
slowed
lifts
down, it looked
himself up.
worse.
Once he got himself off the
No,
ground,
it was full angle.
once he got himself off the ground, he got touched.
But Jimmy, that's what we've been
the
saying,
eyes.
right? Is that as soon as they have a bit of experience, they know how to win these free kicks and penalties and stuff that can change a game, and that has to come into our team with a little bit of time.
Like, bro, like you're just falling as soon as the contact comes.
Yeah, but that works. That works, though, doesn't it, Joey? Like they get penalties for it.
I'm not saying that they don't get penalties for it, but I'm saying that these are the types of games that our immaturity shows tenfold.
That's it, right? Whereas if we had a player that went down,
it's like we can hide them in some of these other games where we make a mistake, we get scored on, we can go right back at these teams, right? But like Liverpool with the experience that's on that team, the type of dark arts that they were playing throughout the entire game, which kudos to them, right? I'm not hating on that, by the way. But it's part of football. But this
all that shit.
This team, I got a dip here. I got a dip here in a second. But this team, they just got to learn. This is learning experience for them. Really, it's a learning experience. They played well. This is just a learning experience.
We need a goalkeeper.
Bad, bro. We need a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a discussion for another day, Jimmy. That's a discussion for my stream. See you, bro.
You watch that, bro.
Take care, brother. Big up, man.
He claimed that shit. It was 100% there for him to come out and claim that.
Like, especially, are you talking about the cross in or as soon as he took that touch? Because as soon as he took that touch, he should have got that shit.
Soon as he touched it, that touch was
You
horrible.
could tell.
Sanchez was supposed to be right there to scoop it up, but he never went. He never claimed his box. He sat there and he waited.
I feel like we were having all of these discussions last season, and then Poch eventually Sanchez got injured and craved and played Petrovic, and then we never really looked back. But Petrovic at the same time wasn't great. I can't believe we're just having these discussions again just because the new managers walked in. I just think it's obvious Sanchez isn't good enough.
Like it's even like the reporters on like NBC's like clearly they need a new key. Everybody sees that. It's just too obvious, bro.
I mean, when I watched in the moment, I didn't cuss him as much. I was more mad at Reece James. But then when I watched it again, I'm like, so what did Sanchez actually do? Because like, you the only person that can touch the ball with your fucking hands, bro. Go get it. Go get it.
He could have jumped. He could have dived on that ball, bro. And got,
he could have just taken the man out and just cleaned up.
Cleaned him up and got the ball. He definitely.
And a ref will always protect the keeper. Always protect the
10 times
keeper.
out of 10.
Yeah.
He could have dove, let the foot hit him, grab his head, roll around, do the theatrics. Ball go. He stood there and literally fucking waited. Do
you know what? Yeah, if you want to be a top club, we said this earlier, Jimmy. Right, you've got to be ruthless with your keepers. You've got to be ruthless.
Got to.
Because they save you a lot of.
I keep saying the further back you go up the pitch, the less there's room for error. He's improved. It's not enough.
And even as good as Liverpool's defense is, bro. Alisson saves him a lot.
Kick the ball right over the fucking player right in front of him.
Yep.
I don't forget those mistakes. That's an easy goal. I'm tired of Sanchez. I'm sorry. I'm gonna give Jorgensen a chance, bro. Give him a chance.
I think Jorgensen's injured. He has like an eye injury or some shit like that. That's probably why.
He had a concussion.
He's still going to play probably on Thursday. And if you can't and Sanchez plays, that's a great chance for you to give Jorgensen a run out against Newcastle.
I just think anybody will be better than Sanchez because shot stopping great, but other than that, bro, you keep costing us points every single game. So what's the point? We're gonna have to outscore teams just so we have to get away from you.
And sometimes it's not even like, say he makes a stupid ass play, right? And then 3-4 plays after is a goal. Sometimes it's his stupid ass decision making that leads to the goal, but it's not there. You don't directly see it. Like he would give the ball away or kick it out of bounds, but now they
kick it out. Now they're coming right back there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Unnecessary shit like that.
But Sanchez got good long passing. I'll give him that. It's just everything else ain't good.
Yeah, he played some unreal long passes.
That was the Sancho yesterday. Oh, that was fucking beautiful.
We also scored off
Palmer against Wolves as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Palmer Wolves.
It's the short passing and the ground passing that always gives me heart attacks.
To me, it's like the concentration. Like
he's just got a bozo moment in him.
He shuts off.
Yeah.
Remember when Ramsdale said, "Oh, he
shuts off in big games." Yeah.
I think Sanchez the same way. He just don't admit it. I think he got ADHD. If you give him a phone, he would probably pick his fucking phone up and start playing on his fucking phone and go. I swear.
Maldini ain't even having the long passing one. Fair enough.
No, he does. Maldini, you can't front. He will put
I think the long passing's
very
decent.
threatening, but he's annoying, bro. It's not
everything
enough.
else, the direct passing, the short passing, fuck off.
Every time
they drive me.
Excuse me. Every time they pass him the ball back and it's actually somebody pressuring him, my fucking heart drops.
Yeah, but imagine how our defenders feel though.
Kicking the ball right off of the defender right in front of him. That's what I'm worried about.
Jimmy, that subconsciously plays in our defenders' mind, like our players' mind. They're like,
I was about to say the same thing.
They're always like subconsciously like, damn, a mistake happened. You know what I mean? They're not as assured.
Yeah, they shake you. They don't want to go back to him.
Your calmness comes from your goalkeeper, man. I mean, like we're as a fan base, we're so spoiled because we had Czech and then Courtois for like essentially 12, maybe 13 years. So this is like these last 7 years have been like new territory for us. We know what we need. It's just we haven't seen it in 7 years. So it's just ridiculous. But once I believe once we get a top goalkeeper, that's when we can really say like, all right, cool, we can start challenging for the league. But yeah, it's frustrating. We're gonna have more.
Sucks. That's the problem. Like Mike Mañana has been a target for a long time, but he gets injured more than anybody else. Like a goalkeeper,
he's been fucking up this year.
It's crazy.
Let me see.
He's one of them. Diogo Costa is a short.
He's had like different injuries as well. It's not like one particular injury.
That's just a better version of Kepa. Like, what else you got?
Yeah. A keeper that gets injuries is just, no matter how good they are, it's just not a great idea. Think how many times we've played Liverpool, How many times have we actually played against Alisson? I feel like it's always Keller in goal.
It's Keller. Well, no. You know what happens, though?
Because of the cups.
A lot of cup matches with Keller.
Oh, yeah, true.
Like that, you know why?
I think he's played the last 2 away games at Anfield.
He does miss games against us, though. He does miss because
he turns up every time.
And then
always
because
turns
in the cup finals, he makes some big saves that could have won us.
He turning up like OD. Hell, sometimes when we play these cup games, I wish it's Allison.
Like Kelleher turned into like prime
no, for real.
Dita or something.
But Kelleher and Ortega, they're the best backup goalkeepers I can think of.
Yeah, they really are.
I think
Lewin also at Real Madrid.
Lewin, maybe
Yeah.
Lewin.
Nah,
Yeah, Lewin was decent last year. When he came back. He showed Pepper levels last
He
year.
was clutch versus Bayern last year in the
He's a
semis.
beast. His passing, Ortega, I think his name was
Oh
Ortega.
yeah.
Stefan
Wanted him at
Like
Chelsea for a
he
minute.
could be a number one for a lot of
From
teams.
when
It's like
when we got
Martinez's
knocked out in the
situation at Arsenal.
Carabao by them and he bossed it in one man of the match. I wanted
By
him
the
at
way,
Chelsea.
he's a prime example. He's a prime example of this idea that the goalkeeper marketing that is bullshit.
Yeah, because I would spend money to get him. I would.
No, do you know what, Jimmy? It's not even that. He got relegated the year before he went to City.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Yo, guys, think of Martinez.
Bro,
He got
they say the
relegated.
market's dead. It just means you ain't looked hard
I
enough.
say he
That's
got
all.
relegated, but in that team, I think his team got. They might have finished bottom in the Bundesliga. I can't remember, but he made the most saves in the league that season.
Yeah,
They got relegated.
He's a beast, and his distribution makes Sanchez look like you're not even trying. Sanchez distribution is so horrible. Oh, it's horrible. I just hate this guy. I mean, I ain't mean to say that.
Sanchez is
He's
a high
just not good
volume
enough.
guy, bro.
He's
just a
not
high
good enough.
volume guy.
Shoot, I would
Nice.
even take that kid at Leicester City, man. Like
Hermansen.
He's better than Sanchez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hermansen.
Yeah, I seen him against Arsenal that day.
We'll be better tomorrow if we were able to pick him up today. Like hands down.
Just bring Petrovic bench or just play Jorgensen because Sanchez ain't it. We're going to lose points because of this guy.
But I kind of think
know
like
y'all probably
Maresca
talking
likes
about
the
it already,
consistency of his
How about
team.
Caicedo, man? How about fucking
Mate.
Caicedo, bro?
Mate,
And you know,
him
it's
and
crazy, some people
Lavia,
tried to
bro,
downplay him
it's
yesterday.
fucking
Some people was
ridiculous.
hating.
That was like only good second half, all damn match, all match.
Caicedo was fucking amazing. I was sitting there just watching Caicedo like this is what we paid for right here. I don't know what the fuck Enzo doing, but this Caicedo money, I'm good with this Caicedo.
Even some of his press resistance, bro.
You know them ones. I don't give
Yeah,
a shit.
yeah.
115 was a bargain.
We'll pay the bonuses off early,
Lavia,
Brighton. Have them.
Southampton, you can have another 40. Fuck it, keep Hugo
man.
Chop.
We
need Caicedo and Lavia as defenders and we're good.
Yo, I noticed that little chemistry between him and Jackson though, brewing.
Yeah. Oh, every time. That was like Cesc Costa days.
Yo,
That's what that was
watch
like.
it. Another thing, watching the replay. Levi Colwell and Tolson let Jackson down a few times. There was a few times where they had that ball on their foot and Jackson made a fucking run. Just put the ball over the top and you just see Jackson like, come on, I got this fucker. He can't keep up with me. He's not. And they wouldn't put the ball over the top. I'm like, come on, let Jackson work these dudes. They forgot how he did them last year. He made Liverpool work one of them games last year. He works
First game of the year. Yeah.
Keep going over the top. Keep going over the top. And he's calling for it. Come on, somebody play this pass. Finally, Caicedo played one. Like, play the fucking ball. He's making the runs. Play the ball.
Like, how many times does Jackson
he
get split
had that
through like
moment
that?
of,
Not
like,
often, that's the thing. Jackson rarely gets like one on ones.
You know what I mean?
You are
Tosin was right
100% a troll, bruv. You are
Tosin was right there.
100%
Tosin
a
was
troll.
not going to let Jackson score. He did not have to swing his foot at Curtis Jones. It was not necessary.
Do you know what was so good about Caicedo, Jimmy? Because you made that point, right? Was that actually you see, like Casado's been wasted in games because of Enzo, where Lavia could be press resistant a little bit deeper than it. And then Caicedo, like that Liverpool midfield was so tight, and like there was no space, but Caicedo kept finding space.
He was dribbling through it. You seen the one where there was
so
three of
good
them?
to see.
Yes, and he just mazed through them like prime Hazard.
You know what I love about Lavia? When
Yes,
they pass that ball off the back line and he wait last minute. And
Oh, Jimmy, bro, like I said, Jimmy, I said that earlier. He is the only dude.
Beautiful fucking thing to watch.
I was gonna say, Jimmy, I don't know why, because I know like Caicedo doesn't really do it. Maybe he can't, and Enzo can. I don't know why he doesn't. But he's the only dude who does that. Where he's on the half turn. He's on the half turn all the time.
Takes off.
And it's like because he knows exactly where he is and where the players around him and what foot to touch it on. And he knows all of that.
I think he did it about 4 times, and every time took at least one man out of the game.
Yo, he played a half yesterday, and his comp is like 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Bro, he was so good. And the
But
thing is,
even his
his
passing in
awareness,
between the lines, you know what I mean? I think him and Reece James done that a couple times where they broke the lines and we're through.
Broke the lines. Yo, Reece James was playing some good passes. Yeah. Like
he
Reece
was
James
good.
make you realize.
Yeah,
what
he
you
was.
did. Oh, his deep passes, like his passes from deep was like different.
Do you know what? There was one moment, right, where Reece dribbled inside and he was like, he obviously ended up, I think, winning a free kick. But at the same time, I think he was just so expecting of Lavia to be there. And then one time he weren't and he got fouled. But it just shows how quickly like they're going to link up and play so well together, man.
And I tell you what, hey, Jimmy, I'm on the Santos train, bro. Like when he I didn't want. All I'm saying, if he continues how he's going, hey, next season, I say next season, Caicedo, Lavia with him behind Enzo, go start sweeping streets, bro. Learn to speak Chinese, get every week,
get rooms out.
Yo, Scott, I tweeted that the other day. Somebody's getting dropped.
In PSG.
100%.
Boston in the midfield. Box to box.
So swear, let me find the Santos.
And you know Santos has goal scoring ability too.
Yeah, he scored loads, didn't he, as a youngster? He scored loads.
But even this season, I think he has like 2 or 3.
Does he?
But
I already found one. Nice.
Like all of
He's
this,
a goal scoring threat all game, yo. All game.
He's well rounded. He can defend, press resistant, passing. Damn. And he's only like 20, bro.
That's the beauty of competition, though, and that's what
I heard. I just want to fast forward like 2-3 years, bro, to see this.
We're cooking next season for sure.
Esteval is different, yo. That kid is different. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't even care about his size. You see how tough he is? You saw that fucking tackle he took and got up and kept going for the. Come on, man. Neymar will be rolling from here to fucking Bolivia if he got fouled like that.
I did have a question.
You'll have to roll uphill then.
He took that foul, got up, he like, this ball still free. What the? I said, I ain't worried about Esteval.
Yo, do you think having Mudryk off the bench would have been good last night?
Levi Caldwell will protect him.
Nah.
You know Levi Caldwell level fucking fight.
I think so. I think Mudryk looked decent.
And Jackson, they'll both be on
because
Jack.
they were playing deep when we in the second half. Like Mudryk in tight spaces. Like, come on, let's be real. If it was an open game, yes.
Does anyone know where Mudryk was? Was he injured or something?
Like, you see,
probably in hospitality or something.
He was just dropped.
I think it's one of those decisions where they decide to leave him home.
Might have gone to Greece early.
That's the thing. Like, ultimately,
because it's like Mudryk against their fullback, like just kick and run and just cross the ball in, right? Sancho tried to do it a bit, but I think Trent just had Sancho on lock.
Yeah, I'll be real. I think the whole Mudryk thing. Just quickly, Jimmy. I think the whole Mudryk thing is just a case of like, I think he should have been dropped off the bench earlier. It's just we didn't have players because like you don't need 4 or 5 attackers on the bench. You just don't. And so Mudryk is the first guy to drop off the bench when everyone's fit. So he dropped off the bench.
But would you rather have Mudryk on the bench or would you rather have Dewsbury Hall?
Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah,
I mean,
fair.
you need the midfield.
It's for the midfield depth because if like that's the thing.
Okay, would Dewsbury Hall have done a better job than Enzo yesterday coming on?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Enzo was like I said earlier, the less I speak on that waste of space, the less I speak on his performance. Because the thing about what Joey was saying earlier, Cena, I'm done. No, I'm done.
I can understand like he's not played real well this season, but he's not a waste of space.
No, do you know? Do you know? No, Cena, do you know what it is for me? Do you know why yesterday was the nail in the coffin? It wasn't just what Lavia was doing; it's the fact of it's like I said earlier, yesterday, bro looked like he was running through custard. The stuff that Joey was talking about earlier is true, but all of it wasn't a Maresca problem. It was like, bro, just get in position. Like, why is Lavia doing it and you're not? That's not a system thing because there's no way that he came on instead of Lavia and all of a sudden everything changed. Like that doesn't just happen.
Listen, I hear all that. I hear all that. Like,
so
if anything, I think he needs to. Me personally, I think instead of him being put in like the box-to-box role, he needs to back up Lavia in the 6 and then have either Cuckoo or Vega be right next to him and then use that as the double pivot going forward. He shouldn't be running like box to box like how Maresca
like playmaker, huh?
I agree.
Yeah.
Enzo runs like that. It's not good.
I don't like about what Maresca subbed yesterday. I don't. He should have, when he made the sub, right, when he decided he was taking Madueke off, he should have put
Neto on that
Palmer
side,
on the
no?
right wing. Give him that space and leave Neto on the left and put Nkunku down the fucking middle at the 10. Please. What's this thing about? Don't put Nkunku wide.
Yep.
He
I
can
think
pass.
Palmer-
He can drive
I
with
think
the
Palmer
ball. He
wide.
can press. Let
I
him
think
play
Palmer
the
wide
team.
would
Move
have.
Palmer wide.
I think Palmer wide would have just caused a bit more congestion in the middle anyway. For
No,
me,
bro.
Palmer should have just came off.
No.
Just take Palmer
Yesterday,
Just
it would
take
have
him
gave Palmer the space he needed. He would have been out there one-on-one, and it would have. Because if you anywhere Palmer went, he was gonna get 2 or 3 defenders either way.
Yeah.
And now you got space in the middle with Nkunku.
Because you see what Jimmy's
Like, we
saying,
have
yeah?
other
Jimmy, like, imagine if
quality
you
players.
put Cole Palmer on the right and Cole Palmer drags Jones with him because Jones is man marking, then Nkunku would have had so much room in the middle there.
Space.
Yeah.
So much.
Like, use him as a
Only thing
decoy.
I'm like, damn, he should have left. Because Trent was playing decent up until Neto came on. Neto's speed was just too much. It was too much. It was too fucking much. And Neto was beating him every time. I'm like, keep Neto there. Keep Neto there. Bring Nkunku on. Put him at the 10 and put Palmer out wide. They're going to drive. Palmer's going to get 2 on him regardless. Palmer's going to get 2 on him regardless.
Let me ask, y'all seen Liverpool play? Because I was surprised I mean, I know teams are gonna start doing this to us now. I was surprised they sat back and tried to hit us on the break. Is that?
I don't think it was a setback thing. They couldn't get the ball, bro. Like we was down.
Yeah.
No. I'm
We
talking
were
about
forcing
them. Like
to play
they,
the way that they played.
yeah,
Like, let's
compact,
give
bro.
ourselves some credit too.
No, I do.
They wanted the ball, but they just couldn't get. At one point, they couldn't get it. They just really couldn't get it. Yeah.
I just feel like our game, like they
just
respected us
changed.
in that aspect of where they like respected our attackers and they didn't want to leave a lot of space in behind. So they sat deep and played combat, and then they would try to hit us on the counter.
Because it was
Just
clear
from June,
early
Abdi has
on, like
to
we
also
were
bring
trying
up.
to target Trent, and it's just credit to him. Like Sancho, he
Good
just
bring up.
locked Sancho up. If anything, we should have switched off of that and went to Noni's side because Noni was giving Robertson hell all through the first half, and then try to see where we can go from there. But it's just that's why it's the game within the game. Making adjustments and making them on the fly mid game rather than waiting till halftime to get that talk and then making the changes. So that's that little bit of extra something that we're lacking right now in our team. That's separating us from the so-called top 3 in the league right now.
But even that, Curtis Jones did have a really good game because I'm thinking Nani, I think beat and what is Robertson down the line, and he like cut it back for Palmer, and Palmer had like a right-footed shot or something. It's Curtis Jones that made the block.
And you know who else came on and actually gave them a good game too? That cocksucker Nunez was playing so good defensively.
Yeah.
That was
They were
almost
playing everybody was tracking back for them, bro.
He was tracking back.
Even Salah, bro, at times was coming back and helping out defensively.
He stopped. So, at one point, Caicedo was about to make a sweet fucking pass to Neto on that left side, and this fucking Nunez tracked back and made a sweet tackle.
We would have been better off with Jota. We would have been better off with Jota playing.
Because he ain't tracking back like Nunez. Hell no.
I think Slot originally set up to take the game to Chelsea, and I think we pressed so well for like the first 25 minutes. We actually pushed them back, and then I think by doing that and Gusto like bombing on that left hand side, it actually opened up Mo Salah to have all that room, and they started playing the long ball. And then I think Slot was actually kind of like, oh, hang on, I think I could get at Chelsea here if I just sit back and try and play the long ball. We kind of played into their hands mistakenly, not really realizing we were doing it. And I just think Slot kind of knew Salah had the quality to eventually beat his man. I think we just got really unlucky with that. And that's why I just think yesterday was so frustrating, because we could have probably tweaked it a little bit just to get ourselves back in that game and get a draw at least.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why he brought on Vega as early as he did also, because like Salah was just little boying Gusto towards the end of the first half when they were throwing it long.
Yeah, Vega brings a level of toughness in that. And
exactly.
Does Vega remind anyone of that?
That's what I love about Vega. Look, how long I've been screaming about that about our players. Nobody knows how to make the tactics inside. Vega just takes you the fuck out. Old school.
Yeah.
But Dan,
I
what
can
you-
imagine
Dan-
Vega playing in like the good old days under Jose or
Yes,
something.
yes.
Like, does anyone
And
else
I
see
would
that?
say-
He's just
and I
got that
love it.
about him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's
Yo,
a
Dan, what
throwback.
you
He's
were
a
saying
throwback
about
player, man.
I
I
think
love
the
him.
game was kind that after we equalized and they scored so quick, that
Yeah.
killed it for us.
That
bro.
just kills momentum, doesn't
Yeah.
it? That was
Yeah.
so.
But
That's why I was so annoyed that we didn't pick up that run and notice that was happening all in the first half as well. And two, that's just where Sanchez is just so infuriating because like you can't allow that to happen as a keeper.
You
Do
can't.
you know what? Yeah, I'd have rather Sanchez come out and because he was so quick to clatter Jones in the first half. Why didn't he just do it again? I
just
think he was
do
so
it
worried
again.
about
Yeah,
giving away
man.
a
Force
penalty.
the issue. Force
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he just froze in the moment. That's what
froze.
ultimately
He
came
definitely
down
right,
to.
froze.
Lewis.
I watched it 1,000 times. He stood there, and then when the bad touch, when the bad touch was made and he didn't come out, that's when he realized I'm dead. He was like, "Oh
Yep.
shit, I'm
Yeah.
dead."
Because he thinks that's a shot, I think he's going to go first
Oh, you
time, and then he
reckon?
goes for the touch.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
He fucked.
I
He
should
was
have
like,
come
"Oh,
out too
fuck."
late.
He was done. But when the cross first came in, if he would have left it, if he would have came off his feet then, and I'm going to get that, he would have got it.
I think
Mm.
even that though. I think regardless, if you see that, you should come out on your
Mhm.
off your line immediately, regardless.
But
'cause
then was he like? I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but maybe I'm just playing devil's advocate. I think he was so probably worried that the ref was just going to give away another penalty. You know, he did
And
it in
they
the
wanted to
first
give it
half.
to him so bad when he fucking clearly
Yeah,
got the ball.
but I'd rather
Clearly.
him come out and just clear the ball, clear the man, and just whatever happens. You know what? Yeah, if he comes out and he makes a mess of it, but they don't score, and maybe there's a penalty, I'll be like, oh, it is what it is. But like to just get caught in no man's land and freeze up, I just don't think that's ever good enough.
That's some Kepa shit. That reminds me of Kepa.
If we're going to get done over by some.
And somebody crossed the ball across the box and Kepa froze, and that shit rolled right in the fucking 6 yard. Like,
yes,
and you just watched it. I'm like, oh my
City at home, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, that was the illest brain fart I ever seen. He watched the shit roll by him like.
He did that more than once.
And we
as
did
well,
so well in that game too.
Oh,
that's 22-23.
Oh, you talking about City last year, right?
Yes.
No, year before. We lost 1-0 with the Mahrez goal.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, even Grealish,
Mahrez.
even Grealish said, "I thought the keeper was gonna come out and collect that."
That game was a walking 0-0. We did our thing against them and just led to nothing.
Yo, Lewis, I got to shoot, mate, but pleasure having me on.
Let's swap it on. Yo, the link to Dan's channel and Jimmy's is in the title, so everybody head over there and sub.
Yeah, appreciate that,
big
guys.
up.
Next week.
Big up, bro. Big up to Frankie
Big up.
Cunning and the guys who
Big up.
super chat. I'm just going to run through them as well quickly. Man said, score different if we had Fofana and Cucurella available. Maybe he would have handled Salah a bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Cucurella.
Salah was
Fofana,
also
not so
on.
much.
He was doing all sorts of craziness in that game. Like, I'm trying not to ignore the fact that he's one of the main reasons why they won that match. Everything came off the right-hand side. Like, James, I think it was the right game for him solely because they didn't really go down his end too much. It was all on the right, all to Salah, and for good reason too. So
I'll be
I
real.
don't know. Cucurella would have handled him better, but
Yeah,
I don't
much
know if
better.
it would have been enough.
Can I be honest? I don't think Salah did too much in terms of like. I think he was good. I'm not trying to deny he wasn't good, but I think a lot of what he did was made easy by what Gusto was doing. Like I think if you look at it, like so many of the time Salah got in was a ball over the top because Gusto stepped for no reason. That's literally how we concede the first goal or concede the penalty is because Gusto steps out for no reason. And then so many of it was just letting him cut inside on his left. It's like, you know what he's going to do. Like, stop showing him inside.
Yeah, don't show him inside.
Like,
What happened is-
I thought it might
what
work
Gusto's
because
kinda
if he
good at-
cuts inside, Gusto's on the right, but
Here's
only
what
saw that
Gusto's
one
actually
bit.
good at. Gusto will give you your strong leg and make a hell of a slide tackle and win it. But like, don't do that with Salah. He's the next level. Don't play those games with him. You can do it with the regular everyday baller because he does it all the time. Like Gusto will give you your strong side and still take the ball off you. I've seen him do it a lot of times.
He learned her hard lesson yesterday against Salah. Hard lesson.
He does that a lot.
And Gusto got to stop blasting shots with his left foot. Bro,
That shit was
what
pissing
you
me off,
doing?
bro.
You're right footed, bro. Come on, man.
But even crossing, bro.
Shooting. Just stop shooting. You ain't
Just
that
stop
guy,
shooting.
bro.
Yeah, like you're not. Just stop. Just stop. Let me.
You'll get your goal one day. Cucurella had to wait like a season or two. Just Calma. You'll get it.
Malo Bozo. No, that's not his permanent name. Just when he having a bozo moment, he's Malo Bozo.
Yeah, that's a good one though. Still.
Nah, he was okay. Yeah.
Nice.
He was okay. He was.
Big up, Sabafa. Big up to you, my guy. Saying I don't know why people are being so negative. Destroyed at Anfield last season. Fought toe to toe on this one. Maresca provides a sense of calm. My only worry is that he's not pragmatic. Look, I think I've only seen it when he came to Chelsea with Leicester, but when they went down to 10 men, he dropped them about 20 yards further back. So it shows me that he will do it if he has to do it. We just haven't been in that sort of position yet.
I don't think we've
It's
been
a
in
good
that
thing.
situation yet where we had to
But-
really be pragmatic.
Yeah, and I'm with you on everything else, though. Like, there isn't reasons to be annoyed about the game except the odd individual moment and just the fact that we didn't leave Anfield with anything. Like, that's ultimately what it comes down to. But big up to you as well. Big up to Rajib. Big up to you, my guy. Saying Maresca should have started Vega at left back and Neto on right wing yesterday instead of Noni. Sanchez defo a liability in January. We could do with a class centre back, striker, and goalkeeper. I think Neto came on at the right time. Honestly,
We don't
like,
need no center back. I said
yeah,
back
like
we don't need no center back.
Vega at left back, maybe I could hear that in a future game, but even then, it's like Gusto was put up against Salah. It was always going to be a tough night for him. Like, that's more of a hindsight thing. Sanchez, with you, like, you're done well this season. I need to still see another step up for me to like really believe in you. Like, I can just acknowledge you're not the Sanchez from last season. Doesn't really mean too much. CAA says saying Slot gave us the ball is BS. Lavia and Caicedo didn't let them get it.
I agree with that.
In the middle. Like, Lavia and Caicedo didn't let them when they wanted to progress, but the same way when we had the ball, they dropped back a little bit more as well. I think the argument's just a little bit in the middle. It's not one or the other. Big up to Tommy Beats. He says, good performance from us. We need to be Calma. Sanchez does need to fuck off, though. Either sit on the bench or shouldn't be starting next season, in my opinion. You're ruthless, but facts, man. Facts.
Agreed.
Like, you have to show me a run of games with no mistakes, because, like, I thought we were just going to have, okay, Sanchez one dumb pass per game, as long as it don't lead to a goal, whatever. We got, like, 4 or 5. Like, no. A game of this magnitude, it shows, like, who's really mentally there and not, and, like, with Sanchez, nah, still not there yet. Still not there. And Farsid said Badiashile surprised me, much better defending Salah. Yeah, Badiashile had a good cameo.
Yeah, Badiashile
really
actually had a good cameo. He actually did.
So yeah, it's a good positive from him. I said talk about Sancho, 0 take on, slowing down our attack. Bad game, and Trent did really well. And even at times, it was Trent and Gravenberch dealing with him, and he didn't really have
he was doubled a lot too. Yeah, he was getting doubled too.
Yeah, and to add,
he was
really about a couple times.
Yeah, he was a little bit too hesitant when he should have just took on Trent.
This is where Cucurella might have helped a bit more, because he would have provided some more support to him. So yeah, like, I'm not doing this after one game. I ain't doing this after one game. There's no point. So yeah. If the same problem happens in the next few games, maybe we'll talk about it. For now, like, Trent locked him up. That's the end. That's the end. Like, I ain't going to make no brazy statements over it. It's just that simple as, and we move. But, guys, I'll be real. I've got 30 minutes to get 5 things we learned out before we go to A-listers. So I'm going to wrap up the stream here. It's been a really good discussion. Big up to every single one of you that's been locked in. Big up to the panel. Big up to the chat. I'm going to send you guys over to A-listers early, and I will see you over there in 30 minutes. So big up to every single one of you. Love every time. Take care. And yeah, spam Poch out in the chat. You know what to do. Spam Poch out. Up the Chels.